Life as a reliever is not easy. At times, the pressure can be enormous. A tight game and the ball is in your hand. For years, the San Diego Padres bullpen has excelled in these situations. The baton passed from Trevor Hoffman to Houston Street and many others in between. They not only share a bond as teammates, but also as a tight-knit group who share an intense job, keep the lead, and win the game. Tonight, we'll give you a glimpse inside the Padres bullpen and look back at the man who helped shape its winning tradition. On a lovely Monday night for baseball here at Petco, we get ready for game one of a three-game set between the Philadelphia Phillies and the San Diego Padres. On this theme night, we pay special attention to the bullpen. Alongside Mark Grant, I'm Mike Pomeranz, and once again for Dick Enberg, it's a very special evening as well, as it marks 1 year since the passing of the bullpen coach Darryl Ackerfeld. So with that, we keep a heavy heart and our thoughts and prayers with the family as well as the organization. It's very nice that you could spend some time with us as we get you ready for baseball. And when we talk about relievers, we have to talk about Houston Street, who has certainly scuffled recently but has had a wonderful career, and he continues to make adjustments.
Houston Street is one thing, accountable. Talked to him before the game today, and he said, you know what, made some bad pitches, and I just kind of, he said, I feel fine as far as throwing his pitches. It's just all about location. The one thing is that he doesn't have a specialty pitch like the 96-mile-an-hour fastball, like this nasty split finger. What he does have is 3 good pitches, but his specialty is his location. And then when he's off with location, that's when he gets hurt. That's what happened yesterday. You know, he's 15 for 16 in save opportunities. Sure. We can go throughout the league, both American and National League, and show you closers who have blown many more saves than Houston Street.
You know, it's one thing to have stuff, but what makes a closer a little bit different is the mental makeup. And there has been a rich tradition of guys who could get it done physically and mentally in the Padres organization.
Nothing better for a manager to have like a ROLLIE Fingers go out there and close one down. In the lowest bullpen ERA since 1969, the Padres are right there. Part of the reason Rich Goose Gossage closing it. 1989 Cy Young Award winner, left-hander Mark Davis out of the bullpen for the Padres. And, of course, we really got spoiled by good old number 51, Trevor Hoffman. 601 career saves. But think as a teammate, as a manager, when Heath Bell went out there and closed them out. It was go time for those guys, and that's what makes them so successful. They've got ice running through their veins because if they don't do well, they think about it, and they could forget about it the next day. It's time to turn the page, and that's why they're so successful.
And when we come back, as you take a look at the bullpen heading out to their place in the stadium in just a couple of moments, we're going to talk with Trevor Hoffman, and he'll let us know about the importance of keeping this rich tradition alive and all that goes in to doing such a difficult job coming in when the game is on the line.
Monday evening. The Padres bullpen making their way out for game one between the Padres and the Phillies. And this will be a special bullpen-themed night here. Of course, the Padres bullpen been known across the league as great for a long time, ever since Trevor Hoffman set the tone and the reputation for greatness night in and night out. And he explains how that philosophy came to be what it is today.
I do think it's taken a lead from the guys in front of you that have been there before. Understand that first and foremost it's about team. It's about winning ball games. It's about putting your personal stats and agendas aside, and understand that at times you might be asked to do things that you wouldn't normally have been asked before, or out of the realm of what you think your role is. And so I think that community that's created by that is one that epitomizes a San Diego bullpen. It's important to the success of San Diego baseball.
Trevor Hoffman, the man who laid the anchor for that Padres bullpen foundation. And there will be plenty more on the Padres bullpen coming up. But first, it'll be Eric Stoltz and Cliff Lee. First pitch coming up right after the break. We'll see you then.
Diego taking on the Philadelphia Phillies this evening. It is a bullpen-themed evening. Mark Grant, Mike Pomeranz with you, Dick Enberg with the night off. And we want to get you involved at home.
Time for the AT&T Twitter poll question. This is a good one. Some great relievers wearing the Padre uniform. Who had the most impressive season as a Padres reliever? Remember, use the hashtag. So here's how it goes. 2009 Bell, 2006 Hoffman, so on and so forth. Some great relievers.
There's
Number 51 right there.
Trevor's going to be with us throughout the evening. He'll come up here in the booth. He'll be out and about as we take a hard look at life in the bullpen and what it entails, as the Padres have celebrated many great years in that department. Here is your Philadelphia Phillies lineup, courtesy of Hyundai. Jimmy Rollins will lead off. Chase Utley, Michael Young, Dominic Brown, Kevin Friends, and Delman Young, John Mabry Jr., Carlos Ruiz, and Cliff Lee. And the pitcher tonight for San Diego, the left-hander, Eric Stoltz. And the first pitch to Jimmy Rollins, ball one. Oh, Charlie Manuel's team has been nicked up and have not found themselves anywhere close to where they hope to be this season. They come in tonight 36-40, 7.5 games behind Atlanta in the National League East. Chase Headley, one down. Take a look at the Padres defense behind Eric Stoltz tonight. Brought to you by the Aramco Group. Carlos Quentin, Kristen Orfia, Kyle Blanks in the outfield. Chase Headley, Pedro Ciriaco, Logan Forsythe, Jesus Guzman, and Yasmani Grandal and Eric Stoltz, your battering. Buddy Black, Will Venable and company, ready to get back on the winning track after splitting the series with the Dodgers. Here's Chase Utley.
Yeah, the Phillies got some players that are kind of long in the tooth, right? You talk about Ryan Howard, has battled injuries. You have Chase Utley at the plate right now. Michael Young waits on deck. And a mixture of youngsters as well. For instance, Dominic Brown, who's having one heck of a season. Here's Ryan Howard. Got the night off.
I spoke to Charlie Manuel before the game. He said that arthritic left knee of Howard going to require constant vigilance on the part of the organization, so they're going to have to rest him from time to time. He's just starting to heat up, but they'll give him the night off. But Charlie says he'd be available off the bench if he needed it.
You know, you figure the Phils flew from the East Coast, right? Figure Ryan Howard, you give him a day off, first day in the series. He is quite a threat.
And Chase Utley lines sharply to center field. So the Phillies have something going. Quickly off of Eric Stoltz, it'll bring up Michael Young, 7-time All-Star from Texas.
Eric Stoltz, 16th start of the year. Keep working the magic. Start another streak tonight. And he's been throwing the ball extremely well. I mean, the last time out, 6 1/3, but prior to that, 9 innings, 7 innings, 7, 8. So he's going deep into the ball game. Having a heck of a year.
As I mentioned, Michael Young coming over from the Texas Rangers. Young, a 7-time All-Star with Texas.
Guy can hit a little bit, Mike. 6 200-hit seasons? Really?
Batting champ. 2005 in the American League. It's this one well, center field. Kristen Orfia back to the track. 2 down.
We're going to go back to the Twitter poll brought to you by AT&T. We've had some great relievers through the history of San Diego Padres. And who had the most memorable season, most impressive season? 2009 Bell, 2006 Hoffman, 1998 Hoffman, 1989 Davis, 1978 Fingers. Use the hashtag. Get on Twitter, and thanks for playing. Some good seasons, some impressive ones. Which one is yours?
Dominic Brown. Big power numbers. 19 home runs, 50 RBIs.
So Eric Stoltz going soft to Dominic Brown. You know, all these hitters, you know, especially the power, they love to hit the fastball. They will crush the hanging breaking ball. So Stoltz trying to go off speed with him early and keeping the ball away consistently these first two pitches.
2 balls, 1 strike. Hey, take a look at Dominic Brown's numbers, and I mentioned the 19 home runs he has coming into tonight. Never has he hit more than 15 in the minors or in the big leagues. He's been in baseball professionally since '06.
Yeah, that year he hit 15 was back in Reading, Double-A ball in 2010.
He's 6'5", 205. Just figured it out. And as much as the Phillies have struggled offensively, he's provided any lift they could give him. Here is a roller to CIRIACO with 2 down. He'll go across the diamond to Jesus Guzman, and that'll do it for the Phillies. Padres coming up. A look at the bullpen, and that's our theme this evening. Special attention to those guys in the bullpen. Hey, let's take a look back at this guy.
Oh, come on now.
What are you talking about? You know how many rolls of tape we have?
Throwing Hojo the Hammer, getting Ron Gannon on the high heater. Who is that guy?
Do you like relieving more than starting?
You know what? Those guys that were up at the plate were in tremendous slumps. I just caught them at the right time.
Well, kid yourself. You're a tremendous slouch yourself.
You know what?
Starting or relieving? Which one do you like?
I came up as a starter, but then went to the bullpen because I'll be quite honest with you, I struggled. And I think I found a new lease in my career going to the bullpen, thinking shorter spurts, not really the whole big picture as a starter. And I really owe a lot to the late, great Pat Dobson, who was my pitching coach. Really taught me a lot as far as not only the mechanics of the game, but also the mental part of the game as far as setting up hitters, looking at hitters, and that standpoint. So, and also to play with guys like Mark Davis. We were traded from the Giants over here to San Diego in '87, and just picking the brains of closers like Rich Gossage, Mark Davis.
Some greats, and we're going to talk a lot about the rich history of the Padres relief corps over the years. Trevor Hoffman's going to be with us and give us his perspective. Darren Balsley scheduled to join us here early in the game, so we're looking forward to that, and certainly appreciate you joining us this evening as we get you into game one here between the Padres and the Phillies. Cliff Lee on the mound for Philadelphia. He has been one of their few bright spots. Comes in at 9-2 with a 2.53 earned run average. Doesn't walk too many guys. It's going to be a base runner at a time, perhaps, for the Padres this evening. Logan Forsythe leading things off. He'll fly this one out to Delman Young for the first out. Here's the Padres lineup this evening, brought to you by Toyota. Hitting second is Chris Denorfia, then Carlos Quentin, Chase Headley, Kyle Blanks, Jesus Guzman, Yasmani Grandal, Pedro CIRIACO, and Eric Stultz.
Yeah, he's a tough one. He's around the plate. He throws strikes. Fastball, change, cutter, curveball. Very rarely throws a slider.
Throws more strikes statistically than any other pitcher in baseball. But keep this in mind. One walk or fewer in 55% of his career starts, Mark.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, works quickly. He throws strikes. In 1,963 innings pitched in his career, 1963, right? He's only walked 437 batters. That's almost 4.5 to 1. It's incredible.
It is. Cy Young winner, 3-time All-Star.
And he's tough on the road this year, Mike. 6 road starts, this being a 5-0 with a 1.5 ERA. So, yes, it's going to be a challenge for these Padres, but they have beaten number ones before. They've beaten some pretty darn good pitchers during the course of this season.
Didorfia bounces the 2-2 pitch to Chase Utley. 2 down. Behind Cliff Lee tonight, courtesy of Hyundai, you will see Dominic Brown in left field, John Mabry Jr. in center, Delman Young in right field, and then around the horn will be Michael Young, Jimmy Rollins, Chase Utley, and Kevin Franzen at first base. Carlos Ruiz is the backstop tonight. And Carlos Quentin is the hitter in the third slot this evening. Comes in at 262, 8 home runs, 23 runs driven in. He homered in yesterday's 3-1 loss to the Dodgers. That ball was crushed.
Absolutely. And like Mark Sweeney said in our pregame, a different look for Chase Headley. You know, Carlos Quentin, he's guaranteed an at-bat in the first inning.
Chase will hit in the 4 slot tonight. Two balls, no strikes. Quentin in that Dodger series 2 for 7 with that home run and an RBI. 2 for 4 in the ball game yesterday.
You know, when you think of Cliff Lee also, Mike, you think of a workhorse. You know, you're going back in his starts, 8 innings, 7 innings, 7 2/3, 8, 9, 7, 7, 8. And he takes you deep into games.
Young. And that will do it for the Padres in the first. Kevin Franzen will lead off for the Phillies coming up.
Know a ton of unwritten rules in the game of baseball, and one of those for the Padres bullpen happens if the opposing team were to hit a home run into their territory, which I'm standing right in front of. They are not going to move, they're not going to touch the ball, and that made for a very interesting situation for Miles Michaelis a year ago when Pittsburgh's Garrett Jones went deep here. The ball bounces off the back of the wall into his pocket where his hands are, and he doesn't move. I want to know, Mike and Mark, could you guys have played that off that well?
No chance. I remember that last year. It was amazing.
That is one of the funniest things I think I've ever seen. That ball just like a magnet into the pocket of Miles Michaelis, and he did what he was supposed to do. He did not move. You can't touch the ball. You just have to leave it where it lays. Once again, a one hopper into the bullpen. Miles sees it coming. He goes, I can't move. And look how he's like looking at his teammates saying, okay, what do I do?
Kevin Franzen. Kyle Blanks. One down. So you mean to tell me if somebody were to hit a line drive out there right at you, say right at your head, you're not to move. You've got to move.
Are you a teammate or not?
Absolutely.
You got to not move.
You're going to take one off the chiclets to abide by an unwritten rule.
I don't know. It's
as handsome as you are?
That's a tough call.
You think Mary would be happy with that decision? A lot of fun out there in the pen, and we've got a lot of great stories coming up for you throughout the evening.
It's a fraternity out there, as Trevor mentioned. You get to watch a big league ball game for the first 5 innings, and they talked about competitions and little putting contests maybe with the fungos and a baseball.
They've got a great garden growing out there, which actually has a very funny story too that you got to stick around to hear as you check out some of the horticultural stylings
Very nice.
of those guys.
Horticulture, I like that.
They're growing peppers out there.
Yeah.
Some of them so hot that Houston Street
How
says,
hot was it?
Well, you are correct, sir. Houston Street says they're so hot they should not be eaten by humans, unless, of course, they're relievers.
Oh.
Delvin Young down the right field line for the second hit of the game for the Phillies.
That was one of those hanging breaking balls from Eric Stultz. And as you see this pitch, it's almost like a two-part swing. He recognizes it, the front foot is down, and then tomahawks that ball to the right side. Hey, a nice job by Kyle Blanks getting to that ball quickly and holding Delvin Young to a single.
So,
see the dome right there?
did they take that off of Dick Enberg's Pick the Stick trophy from last year?
They have.
I remember that. Got to have your garden dome. Here's John Mabry Jr.
This kid's a good young talent.
Good pedigree.
Yes. I remember his dad playing for the Kansas City Royals back in my heyday, as far as, growing up watching the teams in the 70s and early 80s. Big John Mabry.
Junior runs a little better than Pop. Ciriaco, Forsythe for one. To Guzman. Wow, that was close. Ed Hickox, the first base umpire, says no dice. Well, we got to take another look at that. Jesus Guzman seemed certain.
Well, as you said, Mike, John Mabry Jr. can get down the line. This is a high chopper. Ciriaco's thinking, should I charge it? Or should I play it on the hop? And it's a nice turn. Is there a little hump in the, yeah, just a little bit. Forsythe has to make up the difference on the back end. Wow, very close. Hold all tickets.
And he's off to the races. The throw down from Grandal. Not in time. So Mabry using that speed to get something going here for the Phillies.
Well, that opens up first base, and you can see how, ooh, nice swipe tag by Logan Forsythe. Another close call at second base. Let's see how they pitch Carlos Ruiz with Cliff Lee, the pitcher, waiting on deck. Lee is a pretty good hitter at 259. They'll probably off-speed him to death here, huh? He throws a changeup to go 0-2.
Oh, Ruiz, another one of those guys who spent a lot of time on the disabled list for Manuel's club. I mean, we talked about Chase Utley back and Ryan Howard needing to rest the leg. Ruiz, 4 weeks on the DL with a right hamstring strain.
Up and in here with the fastball. It'll be interesting. He had him 0-2, right? He wastes a fastball up. Let's see how he's not going to throw him a fastball for a strike. I'd be betting. Well, look at that big glove and the bright eyes of that youngster. He wants a foul ball and someday to play in the big leagues.
1-2 is served into center field. Close play at the plate, but Mabry squeaks by and Stoltz will chase it into the dugout. Ruiz will coast into third. And just like that, the Phillies are on the board.
Well, a 1-2 changeup, and Ruiz, he goes down and gets it. Now the race is on. Chris Denorfia plays it well front. He's got his momentum going. That ball kind of leaks up the third base line. And on the throw, Cliff Lee will go into second base. I really thought he had a great chance of getting him, but that ball just leaked on him a little bit up that third base line. I think Chris did everything fundamentally sound on that single up the middle.
So here's Cliff Lee. With Carlos Ruiz on third, courtesy of that single in the error.
Tells you one thing about Carlos Ruiz. He's a bad ball hitter, huh? He'll chase. He did just that. That's good hitting right there. Going out and getting that changeup.
Behind in the count.
Yeah.
And Stoltz will get Lee to end the second, but not before the Phillies pick up a run. We are taking a close, fun, and hard look at the bullpen. Life out there for relievers can be pretty tough, and joining us in the dugout for a little while, Darren Balsley, the pitching coach. Darren, great to see you, man. Thanks for the time.
Thanks, boys. Anytime.
Well, we showed that Miles Michaelis pocket catch last half inning, and it got us to wondering, is that really the rule? A reliever can't move at all, even if the ball is coming right at their head?
Well, I think it's our rule. I don't know when it started. I found out about it 3 or 4 years ago, and I'm assuming ACK probably had a big deal to do with it, a big reason why it's in play down there. But that was pretty amazing. I didn't see it from the dugout, but as soon as I went in to watch it on TV, it's pretty cool.
Darren, what's the one thing that you're most proud of when you look at your relievers through the years?
Consistency. You know, they go out there, they throw strikes, pound the strike zone, and most of them have specialty pitches, whether it's a changeup, slider like Luke Gregerson has now, or Trev with the change, and Heath Bell with the big curveball. They're all a little bit different in their own way, but very consistent.
Darren, what is the difference between a reliever and a starter when it comes to makeup?
Well, the guys who like a little sense of urgency, that's what makes a good reliever. You know, some guys aren't wound that way, and they'd rather prepare and have their 4 days between starts and you know, look at film and go ahead and relax a little bit for 4 days. But the guys who like the sense of urgency are the guys who make the good relievers, and especially the closers.
Darren, you live and die with each pitch of your pitching staff, don't you?
True.
You're very proud of those guys, and give everybody the kind of schedule. You work so diligently with them and by yourself going over reports.
Yeah, our entire coaching staff puts a lot of work into our scouting reports, and it works pretty good. You know, we have our meetings before each series, and like I said, we take hours on them as far as putting them together. Once they're presented to the relievers and the starters, they pick out the things, their strengths number one, but they pick out, maybe highlight a pitch here and there where they think their strength is, and go ahead and follow it for the most part. But we have had guys here too who just did their own thing, and that's fine also.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out to Kyle Blanks. And Cliff Lee gets Kyle Blanks looking for the 2nd out of the inning. Now, Darren, we know the psychology of being a pitcher is very tough, in particular for relievers. We know that Houston Street, as the closer, all closers have so much to deal with. How do you help them along in their ability to shake off maybe a rough outing and move forward?
Well, I found out over the years the best way to help them out sometimes is to leave them alone and let them figure it out. It's a closer's a closer for a reason. It's usually your best guy down there, and they all blow saves. It happens, and they'll have their rough moments, but they have the mental toughness to go ahead and come back and get it done. And before you know it, those guys, after they blow a few saves, will string together 20 to 25 in a row, and with it, you know, you won't really notice it until they blow another one. That's the life of a closer. But I would say the best thing to do sometimes is just leave them alone.
Well, Darren, we really do appreciate the time as always. You do a wonderful job, and we'll look forward to a long and productive run from this bullpen as we move forward. Phillies lead 1-0.
Davis, what a year. Here's Davis. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch coming on to Litton. Curveball struck him out, and the ball game is over. And so is the season in brilliant fashion as the Padres shut out the San Francisco Giants 3-0.
And that was 1989 when Mark Davis won the Cy Young with 44 saves. As he take a look at the bright Padre history of effective closers. Heath Bell, 42 of them in 2009, led the National League. Trevor Hoffman a couple of times, and Rollie Fingers in there as well.
You know, Mark Davis made left-handers and right-handers look sick up at the plate. His curveball was so nasty. It didn't matter. Bad hacks, both sides of the plate.
Now, we talked about it in the open, how it changes the dynamics for hitters. We talk about wanting to see another guy threaten the 400 mark. It really makes it all the more impressive what Tony Gwynn was able to do through his career, seeing all these specialty hitters. And Mark Sweeney made his living facing, as Darren Balsley said, the best pitcher in the bullpen.
Yeah, so Mark, you had to not only hit against it, but you also saw some good relievers go out there and close them out.
Yeah, and you know, Mark, it just facing those relievers, and like Mike talked about, it's such a challenge because of the specialty aspect of the game. You had to be ready, you had to be mentally ready, but you also had the ability to go in, look at video, break down what your plan would be. But right when they got up in the pen, you would understand too that you would have to go over your plan before they even came into the ball game.
Yeah, you had to face guys like Rob Nen. I mean, you think of all the closers back
Mark
then.
Wohlers,
Jason Isringhausen.
Yeah, I had a tough time sleeping at night a couple of times here and there, thinking about what you were going to do against a 100-mile-an-hour fastball by Mark Wohlers.
Yeah, and you know what? It brings up a point. You know, you come to the ballpark. How about the pressure? Coming to the ballpark thinking that, you know what, I've got one chance. I might have one AB to make a difference in a ball game, and you got to sit on that all night.
Well, Mark, you got to embrace it. You know, that's the only thing that you can do as a guy that's coming off a bench, and that's what your job is. You're in a uniform to understand you have to go out there and try to battle that situation, and you expect it to happen mentally. But, you know, those are the situations you got to battle for your ball club, and hopefully you come out on top.
Eric Stoltz falls behind Chase Utley. 3 balls, no strikes, with 1 out. The 1,000th game that Utley and Rollins have started together as a double play combination. And a heck of a run for these gentlemen.
Yeah, I think of Trammell, Whitaker up in Detroit all those years, coming up from the minor leagues and playing together up the middle for the Detroit Tigers.
Rollins and Utley, both 34 years old. Productive when healthy, but aging as we all do. And Charlie Manuel says it's getting a little tougher to get this team ready to play and play at a level that city expects.
And that combination of Rollins Utley is second most active behind Derek Jeter and Robinson Cano of the Yankees.
Here's the 3-2. Utley out to Quentin. 2 down. Now, Mark Sweeney, when they take a look at the role that you played as a pinch hitter, obviously there's a reason you don't see a lot of young guys getting assigned that position because of, I would imagine, some of the mental stress, not to mention the physical skills you need to do that job effectively.
Yeah, Mike, a lot of it has to do with, you know, you look at Mark Kotsay, he had a resume before he was into that role as a pinch hitter, and you go on what you've experienced so many times. I wasn't fortunate enough to do that. That was basically my role from day one, and I had to embrace it, and it was a way of staying in a major league uniform. But all varies, but it's usually that veteran guy that's experienced a lot going into that role.
Veteran guy for the Phillies up now, Michael Young, comes in tonight at 287 with 4 home runs. Flied out to center field in his first at bat in the first. Loops that one foul. Young, 36 years old. His 12th season in the big leagues. Close pitch. Stoltz wanted it. Jeff Nelson behind the plate said, no.
Hey, good call, right? Got to call him as you see him. That pitch number 4 clearly off the plate.
Not biting.
You know, the amazing thing about Michael Young, always liked this kid because just, you know, a professional hitter. usually the numbers, the minor leagues, they tear it up, right? And then the big leagues, they kind of whatever. Minor league total 296 hitter in the minor leagues for Michael Young, 301 in the big leagues.
A chopper off the mound there. Forsythe will retire Young. 3 up, 3 down for Eric Stoltz. Padres down 1-0. This evening. Phillies lead this one 1-0. Bottom of the 3rd inning. And it's time now for the Wendy's Now That's Better stat of the night. Padres leaders lowest bullpen earned run averages in a single season. 1988, 274. Take a look at the other numbers tonight coming in. Padres bullpen at a 3.34. Still very good on a night that would make anybody associated with this organization very proud of the man you just saw there, Darryl Ackerfeld, who sadly passed this time last year.
The first time I met Darryl was in the minor leagues. He was property of the Oakland A's. And, you get to meet other players and other organizations, and you become friends with them along the way, and then he became coach here. And the one thing that sticks out about Ack for me is that he was a great listener. And it was always about you. It wasn't about him. He was always interested in your career and what was going on in your life. Worked great with pitchers. Knows how press the right buttons.
Or like Darren said, not press any buttons, and sometimes know when to step back. Right,
exactly.
When you got to figure it out.
And he had a great sense of humor. Darryl, I can't remember if it was right ear or left ear, but he was deaf in one of his ears. And I would always, and guys would get wind of it, and they'd do the same thing. You'd get on his bad side and start talking to him, and he'd have to turn around, but you'd kind of keep moving with him, right? He'd get a kick out of that.
Only in a dugout can you get away with that.
Right. But he is surely missed.
Hey, you can remember it last year just like it was yesterday, the way it, he'd been battling illness for some time, but the way that it hit the clubhouse and the organization. Darryl Ackerfeld's bullpen coach from 2001 to this last year. Yasmani Grandal aboard on a walk, a rare gift by Cliff Lee, the first walk of the evening.
Mike, now it's time for our game plan, brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Hey, get on Lee quickly. Jump on the heater early. As we mentioned, not a lot of walks from the veteran left-hander. He is around the plate. So if you get that fastball early, go to Hackett, and hopefully you put it in play. And a lot of base runners so the Padres can get on the board.
Leadoff man on first base. It'll bring up Pedro CIRIACO, who is 3 for 13 in the Dodgers series. He'll quickly wrap the first pitch to Rollins. He'll go to Utley for 1. And over to Franzen for the double play. And just like that, Cliff Lee erases any potential threat.
CIRIACO swinging early. Looked like a fastball. And a reason why Cliff Lee will get those grounders and get that double play and hit them to the defenders because he is so good at hitting his spots. The spray charts show that when a pitch is thrown in a certain area, the ball is going to be struck there, right to Rollins. And he's used to tossing it over to Chase Utley, don't you think? For the 6-4-3.
1,000 games together. We mentioned that's something.
Well, Mark, I think the point that you make too, when he locates that pitch defensively, so much easier to know that if a hitter is going to swing it and make contact, you basically know where it's going to go. Greg Maddux comes to mind when it comes to that.
Yeah, good call, Mark, because there are pitchers out there, believe me, that defenders really don't know where they're going to throw. They have an intent to throw it in a certain spot of the zone, but they're always missing. They're wild, and you really have to be on your toes to try to make a great play.
Oh, 2 outs. Eric Stultz trying to straighten it out.
Old Philly fan, huh?
They travel.
They travel well.
Why wouldn't you to San Diego, right? Get out of some of that tough weather back in the East.
You know, their broadcasters, Tommy McCarthy and Chris Wheeler, they came in our booth before the game and they said, hey, we want to make a trade with you guys. I said, oh, really? Who are the principals? He goes, just one thing, we want to trade for your weather. I said, sorry, you can't have it.
I got to imagine you and Mark Sweeney are going to be feuding here in a few seconds. Blackhawks and Bruins locked up. You from Chicago and Mark from Boston. Blackhawks lead 3-2 in the third. Stultz to Utley. And that will do it for the Padres. After 3, Phillies lead 1-0. A beautiful Monday night for baseball as we take a look at the bullpen this evening. Loved those cards.
Boy, take me back the days of my youth watching TV and you see the bullpen cards bring out the relievers when there was a pitching change.
Why don't they do that anymore?
I mean, that was the rage back then. Look at the LA one.
There's an old Yankees
kind of a wide
one.
body there, huh?
There's an old Yankees one here, too, that was like a Nissan, almost a standard car.
There it is, a Datsun.
Oh, Datsun, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even see how that would work.
I could see Mike Torres getting out of that car right there and towing the slab. Sparky Lyle.
Eric Stultz against Dominic Brown. Brown grounded to short in the first.
You know, Mike, back in the day when we showed those carts, there were a lot of those artificial turf stadiums, so it really wouldn't mess up the grounds crew, their field, right? Could you imagine now Luke Yoder having a car come on his carpet?
No chance.
Mark Sweeney, big fan of the golf carts, bring out the relievers?
I loved it. You know, when I was younger, grew up in Boston. I remember that cart, and I wanted to bring them back, but you're right. Luke Yoder would hate that on his grass, for sure. This is a putting green out here.
Yeah.
What if they just drove the warning track, just the perimeter, and then say stop by the dugout in the on-deck circle? Let the guy out from there. Obviously still a no-go, huh?
Yeah.
I don't think Hell's Bells on the cart would work. What do you guys think?
That's a great point. Kind of anticlimactic.
Just take a look at the Boston cart. Look at the reliever handing over his jacket to the bat boy right in front of the Red Sox dugout. So, hey, you know what? They did it on the warning track there in front of the dugout. So good call, Mike.
Love the glove headlights.
Yes.
The headlight in the glove pocket. Stultz gets Dominic Brown. Second strikeout of the game for Eric.
Going soft away. Once again, the pinpoint control of Eric Stultz. Gets him looking.
Well, Eric Stultz has mystified a lot of hitters since being in a Padre uniform and changing speeds and location like that. Kevin Franzen.
You know what the key for Stultz is, and he'll be the first one because we've interviewed him and talked to him about this. He doesn't overthrow. He stays within his limitations. And Mark, like a hitter, like a pitcher, when you do that, you have to find that happy medium, right?
Yeah, and I think Eric Stultz, he looks like he's playing catch out there.
Exactly.
And, you know, and that's what you have to do. It looks like that from Andrew Kashner as well. If you get in that mode, you know you're trying to execute your plan.
Franz will lift this one to blanks. 2 down.
Mark Sweeney, I think he just put it perfectly. Just looks like he's playing catch out in the backyard in front of the barn with his son, just flipping it up there, hitting the spots.
Does it add to the frustration as a hitter, Mark?
Yeah, it does. And that's the other point, too, Mike. On the flip side, as a hitter, you come back to the dugout, you say, I can't believe I missed that pitch. Well, it's all about missing the barrels as the pitcher, and you got to try to make some adjustments of getting it deeper in your stance.
Elman Young, a little squibber to Jesus Guzman, who will take it himself. 3 up, 3 down for Eric Stultz. Padres coming up down 1-0. Nothing. It's time now for a look at the Sequan Casino Daycation stat of the game. And In keeping with our theme tonight regarding the bullpen, we took a look at the major league leaders, most strikeouts by bullpens in Darrell Ackerfeld's tenure as the bullpen coach from 2001 to 2012. And Padres 5,424. Only the Cubs and Astros with more over that time.
Hey, a close race when you look at those top three teams. Some strike throwers, some specialty pitchers going for that punch out.
Logan Forsythe will lead off the home half of the fourth inning against Cliff Lee, who is 9-2 coming in it tonight. And Logan's numbers there the last 7 games.
Hey, nice article on the UT today about Logan Forsythe.
What'd you pick up?
Just versatility. Plug him in anywhere. Valuable guy to have on the team.
Now the timing of his return coinciding with Jed Jerko's trip to the disabled list with that groin injury. Well, it helped this club immeasurably, especially the performances you mentioned.
You know, Mark and Mike, being in the Los Angeles Dodgers organization, a lot of people were talking highly of Logan Forsythe, and they talked about that health, but they're very impressed with the way he approaches the game of baseball, and like Mark talked about, his versatility.
You know what I'm proud to say, Mark Sweeney and Mike Pomerantz, I still get a paper delivered to my house.
For the coupons?
For the Sudoku. For the jumble. The word jumble.
Here's Rollins. 1 down.
There's just something about, it's almost like reading a book as opposed to a Kindle. There's something about having a newspaper in your hand.
It's tactile. Touch. You like that?
And plus it stimulates the economy. Sorry about it.
And Mark, I wanted to ask you too, how's your hula hoop?
Nice. I get a good workout in every now and then. Get the blood flowing.
I like it.
Yeah. Get ready for the day.
Technology. It's coming.
Hashtag matters.
Hashtag bitterness.
Hashtag funny.
Here's Chris D'Onofrio with 1 down. Padres down by a run. Nub this one out in front of the plate. Lee will take it. Fired out and retired D'Onofrio for the second out of the inning.
You know, Cliff Lee, all of his pitches, and we talked about them earlier, but he'll throw them anytime. 4 strikes. But the other thing is Cliff Lee will also throw them off the plate purposely. We talk about quality strikes, also quality balls. Fastball, changeup, cutter, curveball. Tough to square him up.
You know, guys, down here next to the dugout, the impressive part of that is after he releases the pitch and he sees that swinging bunt, he goes and athletically, we always talk about this from the pitcher standpoint, and Mark, athletically grabbing that barehanded and understanding he's already set to throw. Very athletic play by Cliff Lee.
Yeah, it's not only getting the baseball, but positioning your body. Absolutely, Mark.
Here's a great opportunity for Carlos Quentin, who tied the game yesterday against the Dodgers with a solo shot in the bottom of the 7th. Finds his team down by a run here in the bottom of the 4th.
Hey, the Padres are going to have to put something together as far as multiple base runners and extra base hits, because only 7 home runs surrendered by Cliff Lee, this being his 16th start. You know, and we've talked about that before, to where a ratio, you know, what's a good ratio for a starter? I talked to Buddy Black, I talked to pitching coach Darren Balsley, and Darren said, you know, if over the course of a season, if you give up one home run per start, you're doing pretty darn good.
So you finished with 30, 33 home runs?
Yeah, that's, if you've fewer than that,
it's great. I would imagine. You know what's interesting to me about Cliff Lee, and Mark Sweeney, I know you've got a thought on this too, is he's always the subject of trade rumors. How can a guy this good always be on the block? I get that there's a lot of outside interest, but boy, he moves. There's the first hit of the game for the Padres. A sharp single to right by Quentin.
Boy, Mark Sweeney, how many times have we seen Carlos Quentin going through the right side hole like that with some authority on the ground?
Yeah, and I think that's the impressive part. When you know he's swinging the bat well, we saw that home run yesterday, but also going the other way when he gets later in the counts, that looks very good for Carlos Quentin. And usually after that, there's some damage later in the game.
Hopefully some damage right here with Chase Headley coming up.
See the numbers there against Lee, 4 for 10. He's 0 for 1 tonight.
You know, Mike, to go on your thought too about Cliff Lee and trade rumors, I mean, this is a bona fide ace, and you can see he bears down when things get tough, and especially later in the game, he understands how to go deeper in the ball game. That's an ace.
Well, he's got a contract to 2015, an option for 2016. So, you know, with the way the Phillies are going, there are going to be teams in the hunt around the trading deadline. Who knows what can happen?
Yeah, the Phillies have moved him before.
Yep.
In 09. And Lee gets Headley, leaves Carlos Quentin stranded, and the Phillies still lead 1-0. To the bullpen and the wonderful job they've done over time. Trevor Hoffman with us this evening. And boy, save number 500. Stand out to you, Trev?
I like the call I got from Joe West right there. A little bit off the plate. I'll take it any day of the week. That was awesome. Bardo coming out with the hug, and then the guys. Really a special moment. Milestone that I won't ever forget, for sure.
You finished with 601. And with the Padres, 552 of them. A lot of distance there between 1 and 2.
You know what?
You've had some good ones in this organization.
A lot of really good names on that list right there. Very humbled to be a part of it, for sure. But shows a little longevity and some time spent in a uniform right there.
Well, that one's going to stand for a long time, if not forever, I think.
Well, I'm fortunate that it kind of worked both ways. I wanted to be here and was allowed to be here for a long time, and fortunately was able to be productive enough to be able to get to those lofty numbers.
You've seen so many relievers. This is the thing that amazes me about you, Trevor, for the longevity part of it. You've seen so many relievers come and go. And my question is this. There's one that came and went that helped you develop the changeup. And a lot of people probably will remember the name, but it's an obscure name. Not a lot of people remember this pitcher.
Donnie Elliott came over in the Fred McGriff trade from Atlanta and had a different grip that he used for his changeup, and one that we had a discussion about. And I was able to kind of transition through his grip into what it might change up turning out to be.
Well, Mabry hits this one sharply. Dino's going to give it a chase. He's going to have to play it off the wall at the track. And Denorfio will rifle it in to Ciriaco, and John Mabry Jr. is aboard with a double.
It's all about location, Trevor. And as you look, Stoltz had it away up around the Phillies on the chest.
A little bit elevated, no doubt. It kind of been working the first pitch strike with a slower curveball up to this point in the night, and they've kind of made an adjustment on a pitch that was up in the zone and was able to get good contact.
Trevor, I would like to do a before and after. Before you met Donnie Elliott, how did you hold your changeup?
Straight circle change right on the horseshoe, as you can see right here, and I would take an A-OK sign and put it right over that horseshoe, almost to the point where you're throwing this part of your hand at the at the catcher, but it was always kind of out at the end of my hand. I never felt like I had good control over it. So with Donnie coming over, it was pinch the seam, and as you can see, it moved one knuckle over, and so it was a little bit more comfortable in my hand. Morphed into more of a palm ball, and the ball kind of moving one more knuckle over to the point where as you throw a fastball, it's this part of your hand. My changeup was the same way.
You know, you and I have talked about this too, and there are a lot of pitchers who try to rotate that hand inward as they throw it, almost like a screwball type effect. You do anything like that? You
know, there's one thing I try to stay away from, Mike, is that you're naturally going to pronate as your hand comes through. You'll get some still shots of guys really pronating, so you didn't need an extra manipulation to try and create something that's going to naturally happen when it comes out of your hand.
Have you seen the Phantom Cam we've had lately?
Awesome.
We showed just that. You know what's weird? Even on the sliders and on the curveballs, once the ball releases, the arm still pronates.
It's crazy. You'd think it would just kind of come through without that, but dynamics is crazy.
Carlos Ruiz singling an RBI as you take a look at Dale Thayer's Phantom Cam shot.
All that energy in the shoulder, too, and there's the pronation. I'm telling you, it shows the work that the guys are doing in the training room, keeping these guys fit, and all the mechanics that they do on the table, and the work that they do in keeping that shoulder girdle strong is important.
It was interesting to hear Darren Balsley's thoughts on the mental makeup that goes into being a short reliever. And you made the transition from an infielder. Did you find it difficult for the psychology to play into your favor?
Great question. And it was one where I felt like I could control the baseball going across the diamond from shortstop to be able to hit the first baseman. And I enjoyed that being part of the game on every pitch, every inning. And so when I went to the bullpen, to be able to be a part of the game on a daily basis possibly was important for me.
Going to have to hurry, but Headley will not make the throw, and the Phillies have runners at the corners. Mayberry Jr. at third, and Carlos Ruiz and a little infield single, his second hit of the game at first.
I think automatically when this ball trickles down the third base line, Chase Headley says in his mind, there's no way I'm going to throw him out at first. I'm going to try to backdoor him at third base. And credit Pedro CIRIACO for trailing the runner just in case he takes that big turn.
Yeah, you probably couldn't have rolled it out any better without putting it on the bat. Kind of a frustrating situation right there. You make your pitch and they duck snort it down the third base line. Chase can't make that play because he's playing back a little bit with the guy at second. Best to eat it right there.
A little swinging bunt probably sets an infielder back on his feet, his heels a little bit initially. As you see Cliff Lee fouling that one away, right? And then your first reaction is just back for even a second.
Absolutely. You see the full swing and then it kind of flips out. You know, kind of as an outfielder probably gets it more often than the infielder. So you see the full swing, it doesn't square up the bat, and the ball just never travels to him out there.
Well, we're talking about the bullpen tonight, Trevor. It's the top of the fifth inning. What was Trevor Hoffman doing in his as a reliever, as the closer for the Padres, about this time in the ballgame?
You know what? Knowing that my role was late in the game, 8th inning, 9th inning, I had the luxury of knowing I could get ready in these middle innings. And so I was probably in the shower right now, letting the hot water roll over my shoulder to try and get it loosened up so that I didn't have to go out there and throw 30 pitches to try and get loose. The shower warmed it up. Some exercises, sort of like a starting pitcher will do, allowed me to get loose in that way. So that when I did get out to the pen in the 8th inning, 9th inning, I was ready to go.
Now, did everybody avoid you, knowing that you're getting prepared, so you didn't talk to anybody?
It's kind of like Jekyll and Hyde. I was kind of the gregarious, loudmouth guy that they couldn't wait to get out of here in the early innings. And then late in the game, it was like Carlos Quentin. We're not talking. I have a job I'm getting ready to do. And they respect that, and respect every guy that they see their situation coming. You know, the 5th inning is kind of when the bullpen is starting to pay a little bit more attention to the game situation, and you know that your name might get called.
Hey, Cliff Lee's a pretty good hitter, and Stoltz knows that, so he expands the strike zone with 2 strikes, flips up that little frisbee, if you want to call it that.
Love it. Really does a nice job of mixing his speeds with his breaking ball for sure. You can see the guys getting loose out there right now, you know.
Who was most influential to you in your career as a teammate?
You know what, Mark Davis, early in my career, having him in the bullpen, to see how he had fun in the game, but how serious he took his role when his number was called. And he was at the end of his career. He had a tremendous career, very successful career, but really showed me how to have fun, but also how to be serious in it.
Jimmy Rollins out to Kyle Blanks. Mayberry will tag. And it'll be cut off by Jesus Guzman. And the Phillies pick up their second run of the night. So Jimmy Rollins does his job.
You know, Mud, going back to a couple guys that did have influence. I came up in the Red system. The Nasty Boys were in place in the 90s, and so I just made that transition in 91. And Rob Dibble kind of took me a little bit under his wing, and to have the ability to be around a guy like that threw triple digits. I mean, just here it is, and I'm going after you with my best stuff. Get traded to the Florida Marlins, and then have Brian Harvey, who's a country boy that doesn't say more than 3 words to you throughout the day. Different dynamic, and so it showed me that you kind of got to be your guy. You got to figure out what you do best and go out there with it.
Good split finger, Brian Harvey.
Ooh, nasty split finger. Yeah, he great arm speed with it. You couldn't really pick it up, obviously, until it got right in front of the plate. 90, 91 mile an hour split on top of the 95 mile an hour fastball that he could dot. So a good combination of that equalizer pitch that he had.
Like your changeup, because when you first came up, you threw mid-90s, correct?
Yeah. Would have loved to have had that the rest of my career,
but see, that's the beauty of your career. You had to reinvent yourself. You still had the nasty changeup, and your fastball velocity decreased. So you had to find a way to still be successful and get hitters out, and you did just that.
And as you know best, Mark, is the fact that you can throw those large digits that look really good on the billboard, but the most important thing is a located pitch. If you know where you can throw it, and you know where to throw it, so these guys don't get barrel on the ball, you can be successful with 80, 85.
Pretty well located pitch there. CIRIACO only playing a first, and that's the only play he needs, as that will be the 3rd out of the inning, but not before the Phillies tack on another. They lead 2-0. Boys in the bullpen, and Trevor Hoffman with us in the booth. What a special ceremony when you retired.
Really, really gives me goosebumps seeing that. Wow. To be able to share that with a packed house and family, good stuff.
You grew up as a kid. I know you're an athlete, and your brother played, and you've got all this in the bloodline, but did you ever think it would result in this?
Not in a million years, man. A lot of hard work involved in it, not taking anything for granted, trying to stay humble in the game, and you know, good things can happen for you. But no, you don't. As a young kid, you dream of it, but you don't realize how much hard work it's going to take. And being able to have an older brother that played for 10 years in the game and is still coaching, you realize the sacrifices that it takes, the commitment to the game, to your craft. Like you said, an infielder coming up, and you'll eventually end up on the mound, so you never know what your path's going to be.
Okay, now where do you and Glenn get your sense of humor from? Your mom or your dad?
Good question.
I tell you what, because
off the card.
I tell you what, because your brother Glenn, he flies under the radar, but when he has a zinger or he does something, it's funny. and you're the same way. I mean,
I like to take credit for him, though. He kind of hides in the weeds with him, for sure.
You started the goat call yesterday during our inside corner.
I did.
And then you got me going, giggling. And
where does that come from?
You know what? We had a good time in the house. When my dad had me at 55, I think he was done cracking the whip, and so it was about enjoying life and having a good time. And so my leash might have been a little bit longer than most, and Glenn's always kind of had that good sense of humor, clean, soft fun, and always looking to kind of get guys. But nobody's more serious when he's down there at third base, as close as he can get to being active in the game still. And so very fortunate to be around someone like that.
You know, somebody else who was very influential in your career was Darryl Ackerfeld, and we're honoring him tonight as well. And tell us what an influence he was in your life.
You know what? I just have loved listening to the comments from everybody tonight, and how much of a Padre he was, and how much he loved the game, and how much he was committed to his guys down there. And having had the opportunity to work for him for a few years down there, and to get to see his plaque when guys warming up, he's constantly with us, and somebody that truly cared about winning and doing best by his guys.
Any one story that really sticks out?
You know what? The way he would work, and I don't mean necessarily behind the scenes and looking at video and figuring out game reports and handing that to you so you could be successful with your strength. And then that was talked about a little bit with the balls. But just his work ethic to keep himself fit and to be cut down so early was very much a tragedy.
Young will go to Utley for one. And double play.
You know, one of the things he would do is he would pick out one of the guys' numbers for the day. And obviously, him being number 48, he might go out and run 48 pulls that day. And if he picked off his number, it was 51 pulls. And so it would be a random number, and the guy would grind for a couple hours doing pulls back and forth. You're going, what are you doing? I got to get to 51. I picked the big number today. I felt like I needed a little more. And he'd go in the weight room and get after it. And, you know, that transcended down to the guys. You're like, hey, Axe busting his tail and keeping himself sharp. You know, we kind of need to pick up the baton and do it ourselves.
I know you have a chance to talk to a lot of players at the professional level, but also the kids, especially as yours grow up. And what do you tell young pitchers, young ball players in general, about the value of things they learn from the game?
Great question. Super important to stay humble in this game. Otherwise, the game will find you and humble you for you. But you kind of want to keep it simple. I think when the times that you kind of get out of your comfort zone, you try and create or you try and do too much, that's when you kind of get exposed. And so learning yourself, learning what you do best, and taking that craft to the mound to try and be successful is probably the most important thing I was able to tell guys. And whether you're an 8-year-old, I was out at the Mike Sweeney camp today, Catholic camp, and to tell the 8-, 9-year-olds, hey, it's about a good attitude when you come to the yard. It's about being good to your teammates. Those things go on at this big league level because you're always relying on people. And so some of the older guys that were in my pen, it was about, hey, trust your stuff. Go back out there and keep your routine and do it the next day as well.
You could say the same about life, I'd imagine.
Imagine how that works, huh? No doubt. And that's the message I'm sure my boys get tired of hearing. But you know what? It's a recipe for success for sure. There's like I said earlier, there's no shortcuts for true success. And that's exactly it in life. You want to make sure that you're honoring yourself, your parents, and doing things right in school and all the things that are important.
You have any regrets leaving the game?
That's the beauty of it. I had no regrets. I got the most out of what I had.
2 outs. Yasmani Grandal drives the gap. A double for sure, and that is where he will pull up. As the Padres try to get a little something going here, down 2-0 in the bottom of the 5th.
Or down and in. That's the happy zone for Yasmani. Loads up. Oh, that back foot coming off. Using those legs to drive that ball to left center field.
Sweeney's going to love that swing, isn't he? Got his foot down, got in a power position, used his lower half. It's something I've been hearing Mark talk about quite a bit. You can see the timing being right on no matter what Cliff was throwing up there. Yaz was right on it.
So with Pedro CIRIACO up, a chance to help the Padres claw back into this one. You know, you talk about Mark Sweeney, and we asked him, you know, he had to make his living facing specialty pitchers like yourself. You had to make your living in part facing tough outs like him coming off the bench.
Absolutely. There was no trickery involved in it. You knew he's done his homework. He's refined his swing. He knows what he's got to do with the game situation. And it was one of the best in the game at it. And so you knew you had to bring your best stuff. There was no easing into any at-bats with the guy like Sweeney. He's a professional pinch hitter, professional guy off the bench. And you needed to make your pitches right away for sure.
What do you think's next for Trevor Hoffman?
Good question. I'm enjoying where my boys are at right now. I'm going to have all three in high school, so it's going to be important for Dad to be around to make sure some things get taken care of. I enjoy still being around here in San Diego with the Pods. Up here with you guys has been a lot of fun. A learning lesson on the job, we'll say. Enjoy the work you guys do, and so it's been fun. Again, no regrets. I'm enjoying what I'm doing.
We do love having you. So we've locked the door to make sure you stay for another inning.
I'm in.
Pedro CIRIACO bounced into a double play in the third. And Cliff Lee pepper in the strike zone. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. .34-year-old left-hander from Arkansas. One of the prize starters in all of baseball.
Hey, even a little duck snort right here over somebody's head. He's tried to cut the lead in half. A little 2-out thunder here for the Friars.
You know, Cliff jumped out in front on CIRIACO right here. You got the pitcher on deck with the open base at first. Doesn't necessarily have to be overly aggressive with him right here, but certainly attacked the strike zone early and has got him in a hole.
He likes to throw that changeup.
He does. Shown it a little bit tonight. Pretty good pitch.
Changeup.
Rolls that one foul.
Hey, you went through some tough stretches. Houston Street kind of going through a little bit of funk right now.
Yeah,
part of the game.
Never easy. Absolutely part of the game. Everybody has their slumps, and in a closer's situation or closer's role, you don't have a lot of room for maneuverability. I mean, you're the spotlight's on you when you don't seem to do your job, and everybody knows about it. And Houston will run off 4 or 5 clean innings, and he'll go away for a couple weeks, and that's kind of what I'm sure he's looking for. He's pretty manned up. He showed up when things haven't gone well, and he's going to trust his stuff and get back out there.
El Leo punch out, Pedro CIRIACO, and the Phillies lead 2-0. we are honoring the memory of Darrell Ackerfelds this evening. Taken from us too young, 50 years old last year, this time. And we're speaking about the bullpen as a whole on this evening in his honor. Trevor Hoffman joining us in the booth alongside myself, Mike Pomeranz, and Mark Grant. Mark Sweeney and Lauren McKeeman, Kelly Kroll with you as the Phillies lead this one 2-0. Good pitchers duel. I know, Trevor, you appreciate that. And when we look at Michael Young step in there, one of the things that I watched you notice when we saw that piece of tape was the way Darrell Ackerfelds just thoughtfully rubbed up the baseball.
It was amazing how much pride he took into giving each and every guy in his pen that perfectly rubbed up baseball, so that when you did get out in the game, there was a huge similarity of what you're going to be pitching with. And so he took it upon himself to make sure him and Tony Petricka did a great job and making sure all of us had a pearl that was rubbed up the right way. But also getting a chance to see how much he was observing guys. You know, he was watching guys in their bullpen sessions. He was on the rail watching guys from a distance, and he took such pride in that part of his job to always have that watchful eye. And so he was really good about not overcoaching a lot of things. I remember him and I having some conversations about after the fact, maybe a couple weeks, where you kind of got a little out of whack with your mechanics, but you were still in a groove, and I didn't want to disrupt that. And from a coaching standpoint, he knew kind of just when to interject, what he needed to, and how to back off and allow you to kind of maybe figure it out. But when things were kind of getting a little unglued, how he could kind of come in a short amount of time, get his point across.
What a great extension is being pitching coach, because you've got the pitching coach in the dugout, and then you've got Ack out there in the bullpen on the same page with your pitching coach. And that's what it takes for pitchers to be successful, so you don't lose that thought process of trying to keep your mechanics in order.
Absolutely, and that, I think, is the dynamic that we had with Balls and Atkins, that they worked so well together and for so long. There weren't a lot of words that need to be communicated to get a guy on the right page. And you know, Balls is going to be able to work with his pitchers on side sessions in between games, where Darrell's down there with us on a nightly basis and gets a chance to see how a ball's coming out of your hand, what the spin looks like, what your finish is doing, how you're feeling physically, and what you may be able to accomplish when you're not feeling totally great.
Also, did Ack keep score as far as trying to remember how a certain hitter was maybe set up, or a certain sequence of pitches? And I know you had your strengths, but he kept all that stuff in order too, didn't he, for the relievers?
Absolutely. And you weren't going to go in naked to an extent with an at-bat with a guy in a crucial situation. He will have given you, hey, you faced this guy 2 weeks ago. This is how you attacked him. This is how you got him out, or this is where you might have gotten hurt. And so all that kind of information was vital to the experience you were going to go through.
Well, Eric Stultz has thrown himself a whale of a ball game, though he's losing 2-0 currently, and he's been somebody who's been a lot of fun to watch evolve. Now, I know he's not a reliever, but he has relieved at times in his career. Interesting to watch a guy transform his career physically, much like you did with your fastball to changeup conversion.
I love the word evolved, because that's truly what's happened with Stultz, is that the confidence that he's starting to feel up on the mound has allowed him to make some of the pitches that early in his career he might not have gone to. He might have been a 1 or 2 pitch pitcher. Well, with those 2 pitches, he's able to expand them a little bit with some velocity that he can take off his curveball, get into better pitch counts with guys. And so I love the fact that he's gaining that confidence on the mound. You're seeing it in his numbers, but he's just, that confidence is something that you can't take away from him.
Well, he faces Kevin Franzen with 2 down here in the Philly half of the 6th inning. The Phillies have had trouble scoring runs. They've got just 2 tonight, but right now that is holding as the Padres prepare for their half of the 6th inning. Their work out in front of them needs to take care of it. Theme of the telecast tonight is the bullpen, but boy, the starters grabbing all the headlines currently. 2-0 Phillies, bottom of the 6th inning. Cliff Lee against Eric Stultz. Quite a pitcher's duel. Padres 3 hits so far this evening, and pitcher against pitcher to lead off the 6th. Mark Grant, Mike Pomeranz with you alongside Trevor Hoffman as we get his thoughts on all things baseball and life for that matter. Living a lot, my friend. It's nice to see that you're able to give your family the time that I know a lot of you guys sacrifice when you're players. As Eric Stultz lifts this one to shallow right center. Diving try by John Mabry Jr. and Eric Stultz hustles his way into second. So just like that, the bottom of the 6th inning gets started with a little offense from the pitcher.
We talked a little bit about it yesterday. Cashner getting the ball over the pitcher's mound, sniffing ahead, getting down the line. Stultz finds a Bermuda Triangle out there. Nice effort from center fielder, but moves on in as a good base runner should when he sees the ball get away to get at second base. Good start of an inning right here.
Now the key is to get him around to score and have a long inning so he can catch his breath and get his legs. Because did you ever run the bases?
Not too often.
But you have, though.
I have, and it can suck a little energy out of you. Even standing out there can kind of get you out of your rhythm a little bit.
Your legs feel like sandbags.
Something different. It's not what you've been doing for the last hour, making pitches. You're actually running around. It sounds kind of silly. You just run to second base,
sure,
but it's a different dynamic and kind of take a little bit out of you.
The Padres have 3 pitchers who are at least 3 pitchers who are very good hitters, and Jason Marquis, Eric Stultz, and Andrew Cashner.
Clayton
Richard, of course, too.
And that can get a little competitive, too. You know, the guys know who's gotten some hits. They know their batting average. I'm sure they might have a little system out there to who can win most hits for the season. They take a lot of pride in it. There's a lot of work gets done in spring training, bunting, but when they get an opportunity to swing the bat, they love it.
Well, the Padres are going to turn the offense over to the guys who are paid to hit now, with Eric Stultz at second base. Logan Forsythe 0 for 2 so far this evening.
You know, there's something about pitchers like Cliff Lee, and you go throughout the history of baseball. You're cruising along this game, and all of a sudden a little bit of pressure, and that's when they really start to bear down and really start to make good quality pitches and try to hold the opposition. All the good ones have done that.
And in that last sequence with Eric, he didn't quite get the call he wanted on that pitch down and away. Turns into a knock. Now he's pitching out of the stretch a little bit. Something he hasn't done in a while. He's been cruising along. These guys are going to pick up on it. They sense where he's at. They sense he's a little bit out of rhythm. They're going to get him right here.
Saw Roy Halladay there on the bench, right shoulder inflammation. He is on the DL since May 6th.
Well, that's a veteran on a younger player. So get Logan Forsythe there.
And he kind of set it up with a fastball that pitched before that. Inner half, gets him thinking, let's be a little quicker, and then throws the dead fish down and away. Pretty good sequence right there.
That'll bring up Kristen Orfia. Grounded to second in the first and bounced back to Lee in the 4th inning. Outstanding numbers with runners in scoring position. Coming into tonight, hitting .379 in his last 7 games.
There's the one pitch. That was one of our scouting reports. Hunt the fastball early. That might be the only good fastball that Cliff Lee shows Kristen Orfia this at bat.
Could be, and it split the plate. He definitely was aggressive with it. He has a 2-run lead. He wants to try and get ahead quick and maybe expand from there. You're probably not going to see another pitch right down the heart of the plate.
See Ruiz try to bring that one back.
And even looking on the Fox track right there, that pitch looked right down the middle, but it was outer third, so a pitcher's pitch right out the chute. Something you probably don't want to offer out as a hitter in your first pitch of the at-bat.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out to Denorfia. Utley And Lee will beat Denorfia to the bag. Close play, but Ed Hickox calls out Denorfia, and Eric Stoltz moves over to third.
How many times did you work on that, Trevor? How many times in your career, including spring training, did you do that?
We certainly hear a lot about it in spring training, don't we? That's what the pitchers do on the half fields. Tons of PFP. And it's, again, something we talked a little bit about yesterday. It's something you find yourself very important in the month of June, July, and August as you roll through a simple sequence of covering first base.
You work on those routine fundamentals much during the course of the year, too?
You can go through some dry drills, something you haven't done maybe in a couple weeks, we'll say. Covering first base, something you want your body to get used to crossing over and going to first base. It's just that recreating that ball being thrown at you as you're running full speed and find the bag at the same time, it can be a little difficult every now and again.
It's going to be interesting how Cliff Lee pitches against Carlos Quentin here. Is Chase Utley going in to have a chat with him?
Now, prior to tonight, there aren't too many Padres with much of a sample size, as we're fond of saying, against Cliff Lee, which makes it, I'm sure, tricky on both ends. The pitcher see only so much tape, and the same with the hitters.
I think sometimes that advantage definitely goes to the pitcher, that not familiarity, we'll say, with a particular guy. Enough video out there, but until you step into that batter's box, you're not really sure what the velocity is going to look like, what that release point looks like. So that advantage certainly is to the mound.
Carlos had a big hit last night, home run in the bottom of the 7th inning. Not in this game with the Dodgers up at 1. Great to see him swinging and as healthy as I guess any player can expect to be at this time in the year. But Lee quickly ahead 0-2 here. Well, it's interesting to me, too, Trevor, how you and the other major league players are able to block out all of these environmental and ancillary distractions and make these types of pitches in these situations.
Well, you trust the repetition that you've been able to do. Try and make pitches.
And Lee executes there. The 0-2 pitch down the chute. He'll get Carlos Quentin. Phillies lead 2-0.
Nothing over the Padres as we welcome you back here, and this is our set for Padres Live, the post-game show. Mark Sweeney, Laura McKeeman here. We're getting you ready for the post-game show, and Cliff Lee has been dominant. What can the Padres do to get to him?
Laura, outstanding effort by Cliff Lee, and he's pitching to contact, and he's aggressive in the strike zone. You can see that. He's also been helped by a couple double plays, and Cliff Lee is that ace that understands he's getting stronger and stronger as the game goes along.
Well, when we see you on the post-game show, we'll revisit our tribute to Darryl Ackerfelds as we continue our bullpen show. And we'll also have some highlights from a game happening up north. It's the Dodgers and the Giants. Mike, Trevor, Mark, Padres looking to get some offense going.
Yeah, it's time. And Eric Stoltz has done a wonderful job handling the pitching end of things. And you're right, Laura, it's time for a little bit of offense. But first, Eric's going to have to turn the Phillies away here. Delman Young, John Mabry Jr., Carlos Ruiz scheduled. Top of the 7th inning. Gives it a run into the corner.
Had to hold my breath there for a second.
One more carry than I thought. Wow. Long strike.
Strike one.
Simple question, but I've always wondered this. Were you nervous when you pitched? Ever?
No. The nervousness came with the anticipation of waiting to get out there. You know, and that was part of the reason why I tried to get out of the pen as late as possible, so I wouldn't sit there and think about some of the things that could go wrong, could go right. I just wanted to clear my head, get on the bullpen mound, get warmed up, and get in the game. And so sometimes that's the difficult part, to sit out there and wait for your moment to get in, as if you've been sitting out there for quite some time.
I was terrified getting dressed this morning. Trevor Hoffman on the list of most consecutive saves. Certainly no surprise or shock there. 41 in a row.
Am I correct when was it the first pitch to Moises Alou?
It was.
I hate to bring it back up to you.
It's true, because the night before I got him out on a fastball with 2 strikes, but I tried to sneak that tired heater by him the next day. He deposited in left field, stopping it at 41.
Tired heater.
He set me up the next day.
Did he ever say anything to you afterward?
No, he didn't need to.
Send your card?
He knew.
How did Hell's Bells come all about? Because I remember the first time it happened, but how did it evolve? How did it be played for the first time?
Yeah, you know, it really kind of grew on its own, really. It was the entertainment department came out and said, Hoff, you kind of been coming out to some random songs, and they've been nice and all and loud, but I think this one might actually get some legs. And so Hell's Bells by AC/DC might suit you. And I go, hey, let's play it. Let's give it a shot. I'm not particularly partial to any other song. And so we played it, and I think the crowd was a little bit taken back by that first bell in Qualcomm that night, and went out and had a successful outing and seemed to kind of move on from there. And really, it became larger than life, became bigger than Trevor Hoffman coming in any game. If anybody could experience that one time, it would have been great. I enjoyed doing it the time that I did. Certainly a lot of fun at the ball yard.
I know you love music. You ever meet AC/DC?
Never met them. I had a chance to go see them at the Sports Arena, I think in late 90s. What a great concert. They put on a fabulous concert. Actually did get to meet him before the concert started. Handed Angus a number 51 Hell's Bells jersey. He came out to it at the middle of the concert.
Sorry about it.
Sorry about it.
You know, your retirement celebration here was, you know, and I'm not an aficionado on
anything,
pre-game,
really.
anything. Thank you. Pre-game or post-game entertainment, but that celebration was one of the best. I take that back. It was the best I've ever witnessed.
Selfishly, I couldn't agree with you more.
It was, but when they had the people come up on the big screen and say congratulations, when Brian Johnson from AC/DC gave his congratulations, I said, that is awesome.
Got to give a lot of props to Eric Meyer for knowing a lot of the things that were a part of my career. Tom Garfinkel making a lot of this stuff happen. But I agree with you. We've seen retirement ceremonies. We've seen tributes to players in other ballparks. And then ultimately to have the honor of being recognized in your home ballpark in such a personal way that Eric knew a lot of things that were important to me and to my career was really, truly special.
See Eric Meyer there a moment ago at the ballpark tonight. When you walk around this stadium, even now, I've been with you and still see the way the fans react to you. What does that fill you up with pride-wise, I'm sure, when you see that experience?
Just really so thankful. Thankful that to have the opportunity to grow into this role. You know, 20 years ago today, I was rolling in as a young rookie that just got traded for Gary Sheffield. And to have the opportunity to go out and put on the uniform and earn their trust over time, and to have all this appreciation coming back to you is truly a blessing.
Ruiz sharp line drive to left. Mabry will move up 90 feet, and the Phillies, with one out, have runners at first and second.
Well, how about Ruiz? Third knock of the night. Hits that ball sharply. Let's see where the location is. Down the middle, outer third. He gets extended. Hey, the good thing there, he holds him to a single. If that ball's elevated, there's a possibility of going out of the yard, and a double play still in order, but Cliff Lee up there probably butting him over. Nick Vincent heats up for the Padres near the Garden.
It'll be nice if the Padres can get out of this and get to Cliff Lee at the bottom of the inning, because their bullpen has been very challenged this year.
You've heard of the Garden of Eden? Mm-hmm. That's the Garden of Heaters out there.
A lot of heaters.
You know
down
what?
there.
Honestly, they should call the bullpen Area 51 in honor of you.
I appreciate that, Mud. I do. I think the boys down there deserve their moment now. It's 51 on the batter's eye is just fine. I'm very happy with that. But thank you very much for that.
Well, the ideal situation here is for Cliff Lee to bunt down the third base line to draw in Chase Headley to open up third base for the runners. A sharply bunted ball back to the mound. You can get that force out.
Or something really firm, you might be able to turn two.
Yep.
One ball, one strike.
I thought he offered.
Yes, he did. Jeff Nelson agreed with you.
Hey, third base coach for the Phillies, Ryan Sandberg, came up as a Phil, was traded to the Cubs. Hall of Famer.
We talk about an interesting role in an organization, as the Phillies don't use a bench coach. They do not have a bench coach to back up Charlie Manuel. As Cliff Lee bunts foul with 2 strikes for the second out of the inning. So Ryan Sandberg serves as third base coach / backup manager.
With Charlie Manuel, a lot of years in the game, and has probably seen a lot of things happen twice, and so I don't think there's anything that's going to get snuck by Charlie for sure. But it's great to have a veteran staff that you can bounce things off of after ball games and kind of talk about the game. But pretty good guy down there in the dugout, Charlie Manuel.
Talked to him before the game. He said he'd been under the weather for some time, battling a fever and the whole bit. Said he might have to turn it over to Ryan tonight. So far, as you see, in the dugout, Jimmy Rollins with 2 outs. Lifts this one to Chris DeNorfia. And Eric Stultz does the job. Couple of singles, but no runs. The Padres down by 2. by Mossy Toyota. Mossy's summer prices get lower, so check out mossy.com. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by Farmers Insurance. Contact your local agent at 888-96-FARMERS. Also by GMC. We are professional grade. The men on the mound getting the attention tonight as we honor the bullpen and the memory of the late Darryl Ackerfelds, bullpen coach from 2001 to 2012, who was taken too soon last season at the age of 50. Bottom of the 7th inning, Phillies lead this one 2-0. Ben Revere, the new Phillies center fielder, he'll take over for John Mabry Jr. Mark Grant, Mike Pomeranz with you. Trevor Hoffman, kind enough to join us for the last several innings.
I'd like to see him more often, 51.
I appreciate that. I enjoy it up here. You guys got nice digs up here.
View's not bad. Chase Headley getting his first hit of the night. Offense been tough to come by against that sharp left-hander.
One of the few hanging breaking balls out of the hand of Cliff Lee, and Chase Headley is all over it. Great way to start here in the home half of the 7th frame. Was that a changeup, Trevor?
It's something out over the plate. Didn't look like it had that curveball bite. I think you're right. I think it was a changeup. Great to get that leadoff guy on. Put Cliff in the stretch a little bit earlier with nobody out.
Mentioned it a moment ago, it'd be nice for the Padres to get into the Phillies bullpen, as they are the worst statistically in the National League. Kyle Blanks singled his last time up in the 5th.
You know, I love when some of the things you work on and you never know if it really translates, but Chase out early today, get some extra early batting practice. You love it when it kind of translates into some knocks in the game.
I was just going to mention after that first pitch, you can see these Fox tracks brought to you by Southland Technology. Down and in, he's going to have to be really quick as you take a look at the Subway in-game box score.
Not enough crooked numbers there. Perhaps this is the inning. Kyle Blanks looking for his second hit of this night. He's a .313 hitter this year against left-handed pitching, and that number will go up with his second hit, as Chase Headley is going to make a bid to third, and he'll be in with a nice slide, and the Padres have runners at the corners.
A great read by Chase right there. The ball's right in front of him as he's going to second base. Realizes the outfielder's going to go a little bit away from his throwing side. Makes the turn, an aggressive turn into third base to go first and third right there.
Also, I don't know whether Kyle Blanks, if you take a look at the Phantom Cam, cheating a little bit, because all those pitches on the inside part of the plate, getting his hands through nicely and keeping that ball fair.
Well, that's kind of what they've seen on the guys earlier in the day, is that he's kind of been pounding that fastball in to try and get to the changeup away. And so give Kyle a lot of credit, anticipating a fastball in, and breaking his bat. We'll give up a broken bat for a hit in that situation.
That'll bring up Jesus Guzman. 0 for 2 so far tonight. He has 3 home runs. All have come in big situations.
And this Padre team, they show some late life.
One of the hottest teams in baseball are the Padres right now. And a lot of that, Mark, as you mentioned, is because of the offense. After the 7th inning, Guzman lifts this one to a hard running Dominic Brown, and a diving play and catch. Boy, I thought that was going to fall. Chase Headley had to kind of wait it out, but Brown makes a sensational play.
I think that was a changeup off the bat to Dominic Brown in left field. He was fooled by the swing.
You know what? We talked about that earlier, and unfortunately, he was so shallow that Chase really couldn't get back to the bag to make the adjustment to go home on that ball, even with the dive, because he was so shallow. I mean, he was short, right behind shortstop right there. Went a long way for it. And that's the right base running move right there. You're sliding down the line. That ball drops. You walk into home plate. 2-1 ball game.
Well, let's see what Yasmani Grandal can do. He doubled his last time up in the 5th. Sitting on 1 home run so far this season. Be interesting to know if Yasmani had any conversation with Logan Forsythe after Cliff Lee was able to get Forsythe earlier, in that it's another young player facing the veteran Lee.
There's certainly conversation between at-bats to kind of pass along any kind of knowledge you're getting throughout the game.
No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out to Grandal. For Lee, he is now 21 of 26 first pitch strikes.
As a runner on third base, good secondary lead. You never know. That breaking ball in the dirt, if it gets away from Ruiz, chance to score. Runner at first, same situation to get into scoring position. He's been pretty darn good with his control, though, not bouncing that breaking ball.
And a frustrated Grandal goes down swinging for the 2nd out of the inning.
Back to the first pitch. High curveball. He gets the call. Going soft. Late on the heater away, and he doubles up. Outer third, keeping the ball away from it. A little tardy right there from Yasmani Grandal.
You know what, Mark touched upon it in between innings, how he was aggressive in the zone and really attacking our hitters. He's looking at this situation. The only guy that's really going to hurt him is the guy at first base. And so even if they get a run right there, he's still going to be aggressive with it.
That last pitch, by the way, guys, 92 on the gun. It's the fastest fastball tonight. Cliff Lee maybe reaching back for a little extra there.
His pitch count's still pretty low. I mean, 89 pitches into the 7th inning. Pretty economical.
Pedro CIRIACO 0 for 2 tonight. Chance to do a little damage and bring the Padres back into this one a little bit closer here. But Cliff Lee is making pitch after pitch right now. Well, you talk about the execution. I think he might have read your book, Trevor.
Well, you know, good point in the fact that he's executing the pitches when he needs it in the game. Maybe reaching back for a little extra, but when he does expose that, he's not afraid to pull the string.
Well, we know you've been awfully busy tonight meeting and greeting everybody. And before we miss another opportunity, I just want to thank you so much for spending some time with us. So enlightening every chance we get to hear your thoughts on the game and on life. And it's a pleasure.
I appreciate the platform. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed recollecting about Ack. What a great man he was. Great to our bullpen, and it's been special hanging out with you guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks for your insight, Trevor.
Appreciate it, bud.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Do it every time you get a chance, would you?
Thanks, man.
So with 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs, the Padres have runners at the corners. Chase Headley led off the inning with a single, moved over to third on a single by Kyle Blanks, but then Jesus Guzman flied out. Yasmani Grandal struck out. And CIRIACO works the count even, 2-2. Marcotte prepared to hit. Should Pedro CIRIACO do a little damage here? Pitcher's spot due up next. Ruiz able to stay in front of that.
This is only the second third ball count for Cliff Lee. And he had him at 0-2, so good battle going on right here.
Yeah, great at-bat going on right now. You'd love to see Mark get an opportunity with the bases loaded here, or first and second, run across, get that pinch hit appearance against Cliff.
Big pitch, big opportunity. And CIRIACO hits a rocket right at Michael Young. And Cliff Lee exhales, and the Padres leave frustrated in the seventh. Phillies lead 2-0. Trevor Hoffman, again, our guest. Thanks again, my friend.
Thanks, brother.
Great
Thank
to
you,
see
everybody.
you. Phillies coming up in the eighth. Brought to you by Sequan. Real friendly, real close. By Modelo Especial. Discover the Especial. And by the Aramco Group. Purchase, refinance, reverse. Joe Thatcher, one of the boys in the bullpen that we are marking tonight, the tribute evening to the relievers. Trevor Hoffman, our guest in the booth for a couple of innings. Our thanks to him.
That was great, wasn't it? Catch up with number 51.
Great guy. Which even he'll tell you, in his family and his upbringing, is far more important than a great ball player.
Absolutely.
Of which he certainly was. Eric Stultz's night is done. Tommy Lane, the new Padres pitcher. Stultz, another fine performance. 7 innings, 7 hits, couple of runs, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. But right now, bested by Cliff Lee. And you knew it was going to be a tough night offensively coming in if Cliff Lee had been able to hold form. And so far he has.
And Tommy Lane will have lefty Utley, righty Young, lefty Dominic Brown due up here in the Phillies' 8th. Last time out for Tommy was back on June 12th. Way back against the Atlanta Braves.
Utley with a hit in 3 trips. Single back in the first.
Well, what a great job by Eric Stultz. 1 inning in the second, 1 inning in the 5th, the leadoff double in the 5th inning, and that is it. Surrendered 7 hits.
Well, the Padres' rotation work has just been outstanding. Took a look at the numbers last 13 games. A 2.46 earned run average. This ball hit high and deep to center field by Utley. Back at the track and up to the wall. The jump. Can't grab it. Home run. Chase Utley. So close. But unable to pull it down.
Breaking ball outer third. You know, I'll be quite honest with you. As soon as this ball was hit, I knew he hit it well, but I thought the trajectory wasn't going to get that far and just out of the reach of Chris Denorfia. Oh, I think he drew leather on it.
I think he did too. Give it one more.
Yep.
Yeah, he did. So Chase Utley puts the Phillies up 3-0. The Padres will make a change. Diego fans of the game. Good group. And the San Carlos All-Star team you see in there. Lots of smiling faces. I know you're looking to pick out your favorite there, Mark.
Always love to see the people wearing proudly the SD and the Padres, the jerseys, the T-shirts, the hats. Wearing it around town, and especially at the big league ball game here at Petco Park. You can't beat fun at the old ballpark.
I've heard that one before, a time or two. You're right, though. Great chance to come out here, especially now summer's here. Kids are out of school. Great deals to be had. Hope you'll give the Padres ticket office a call. Grab a group, grab the family. Team's playing well. This time last year, Padres had won 26 games. They come in tonight, winners of 38, right there in the race in the National League West.
Well, Nick Vincent, pretty basic with his motion, always working from the stretch. Fastball, cutter, slider. That stiff leg out in front, creating some power at the top half, getting some torque towards home plate. Nick's a strike thrower.
He's battling with Michael Young. 7-time All-Star. Came over from the Texas Rangers, and he made a, well, I guess by Major League standards, a somewhat routine catch of a line drive by Pedro CIRIACO to end the Padre threat in the bottom of the 7th inning. With 2 on, man.
I thought that ball was ticketed to left field.
This ball rolled to Forsythe. Go to Guzman. 1 down.
Hey, Michael Young getting down the line quite quickly there.
And Charlie Manuel says he really likes his hustle, and he's looking at any source at all right now to get some offense. He's feeling the pressure in Philadelphia. Read a few articles out of their local paper today. They were happy to see that team hit the road. The writer said just to get them out of town.
Tough crowd.
Yeah, one of the toughest. Just stop subjecting the city to this.
Hey, you know, the Philadelphia fans, they're notorious. They booed Santa Claus.
That's hardcore. Dominic Brown with 1 out. Chase Utley homered to lead off the 8th for the Phillies. Off of Tommy Lane, and Nick Vincent on in relief.
Hall of Fame broadcaster Bob Uecker was quoted as saying that the fans there in Philadelphia, they go to the airport and boo bad landings.
They've lost more games than any other professional team in any sport. Whereas they've been around a while in one location.
And they've won some world championships as well.
Ryan Howard there. And
good organization.
Roy Halladay. Yeah, they've got some people. Halladay on the disabled list. Philly fanatic. Travels even with the club. Cliff Lee, story of the night for the Phillies. Mr. Efficiency.
You know, there are workhorses and then there are Clydesdales. Cliff Lee is the latter.
He's a stopper, right? 7-1 following a Phillies loss. And that's the role of an ace. Stop the bleeding. And the club had lost in New York, or to the Mets rather, in Philadelphia.
You know what his road record is in his career? 70 wins and 40 losses.
I think that's part of the reason every club in baseball seems to want him at the trade deadline. He doesn't care where he throws. He seems to be effective everywhere. You look at the road numbers, you look at the home numbers. 5-0, the 1.57 earned run average over his last 6 road starts this year. And Dominic Brown. Sharp single to right.
I look at a pitcher like Cliff Lee as we take a look at Dominic Brown. Going down and getting a breaking ball from Nick Vincent. Look how long that barrel of the bat stays in the hitting zone. But Cliff Lee is one of those pitchers that when it gets late in the game and he's got this type of lead, he can smell that finish line. He can smell the complete game. And this is where guys like that thrive.
Here's Kevin Franzen. Franzen in for Ryan Howard at first base. If you missed the top of the game, Howard, who has been hitting better as of late, getting a day off to nurse that arthritic left knee. Charlie Manuel said just barking pretty much all season, and we know he's battled injuries the last couple of years since that Achilles injury at the end of the 2011 year. Franzen had a big home run for the Phillies in a win over the Mets a couple of days back, and he's back in the lineup tonight.
Kevin Franzen in spring training with the Padres a couple of years ago.
Been around, 30 years old, some time with the Giants as well. The Padres know what they have to do. It starts with getting out of this inning, no further damage. And then it becomes a matter of getting Cliff Lee out of this ball game to get into that bullpen, which is 15th out of 15 clubs in the National League. Padres come in tonight, 4th place, 3.5 games behind the Diamondbacks in the West. One ball, 2 strikes. Down sharply to CIRIACO, feed to Forsythe for 1, over to Guzman. Double play, and Nick Vincent comes in, does the job, and they've got to score 3 to tie. Lee, left-hander, came in tonight, 9-2 with an ERA at about 2.5, and has done nothing to this point to damage those numbers. Gone 7 innings so far, no runs, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. Cliff Lee, your Carl's Jr. star of the game. 3-0 Phillies, bottom of the 8th inning. Pitcher's slot is first up, and it looks like Will Venable will lead off for the Padres, and Logan Forsythe waits on deck.
You know, we also talk about pitchers throwing strikes and pounding the strike zone. Well, you know, if a guy's throwing like 65%,
A change in the defense there for the Phillies as you get back to your point there. Freddie Galvis is at third base. Michael Young moves over to first.
Cliff Lee tonight throwing 72% strikes. Now, to put that in perspective, as I mentioned just a bit ago, the guy's throwing 65, give or take. That's pretty much average. That's very high as you take a look at the breakdown. 96th pitch coming up for the left-hander. So Charlie Manuel going with a little defense. Freddie Galvis at third, and Michael Young, as you mentioned, Mike, over at first.
Will Venable, his 6th pinch hitting appearance. And he's looking for his first hit in that role. On the year, though, 10 home runs, 26 RBIs, and 9 of those home runs right here at Petco.
Check out the Phantom Cam. Oh, below the label and a little bit more, as Will Venable will have to go back to the bat rack to get a new shillelagh.
Another 3-ball count from Lee. Say that kind of tongue-in-cheek. That's only the 3rd time he's gone 3 balls. One of those guys he walked. It was Yasmani Grandal back in the 3rd.
Hey, need some multiple base runners this inning.
Venable hanging tough. Well, for Cliff Lee, pitched 8 innings his last time out against the Nationals and 7 innings in each of his 3 starts that preceded that one. Charlie Manuel says he will go with him as long as Cliff can breathe. That's what he told me in his office today. He said, I just do not feel comfortable with this young bullpen yet. They're not making the advancements that he felt that they would have coming out of spring training. Ball rolled to Utley. To Young. 1 down.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Rare do you see this? Not a broken bat. That's not so rare. But Mark, that's the 2nd bat he broke in that single at bat.
And that one was just clean right in half. Sawed off twice.
Checking it out there, yeah. Not even a loose shard, right? It was sheared clean like that.
I think William was trying to look for where that ball made contact, actually, just to give him an idea of how that bat was broken.
Logan Forsythe, 0 for 3 tonight.
Haven't seen a clean break like that in a while. I mean, that was almost like bam, right in half.
That's my point. Yeah, there's no shard, nothing. All right, Logan Forsythe lays into this one, but at the track is Dominic Brown. Didn't get the wind playing in his favor there at all. There is no wind to speak of, just a heavy night air. He hit that ball pretty well. Mark? So with 2 down, that'll bring up Chris Denorfia. Denorfia grounded out to 2nd in the 1st.
You can see in the eyes of Cliff Lee. Look at that. He is pitching like it's nothing. He's pitching like he's trailing by a run, and he wants to get his team back in that dugout to try to tie it up.
He's used to getting no run support.
Yeah, that's true. And I know you mentioned it earlier, but the Phillies are 7-1 after a loss when Lee toes the slab after that loss.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th inning. Padres trail by 3. Mark Sweeney said it before, it's hard to really implement any strategy when you're so in desperate need of just base runners. And Lee doesn't look like he has lost much yet this evening as he retires the Padres in order. Top of the 9th coming up. Petco, where the healthy pets go. By Grown Ups 2 in theaters July 12th. And by Infinity, luxury cars that deliver inspired performance. Game 1 of a 3-game set between the Philadelphia Phillies and the San Diego Padres. To this point, it has gone all Cliff Lee, the Phillies' way. They lead this one 3-0, top of the 9th inning. Mark Grant, Mike Pomeranz with you. Fans, a reminder, too, Laura McKeeman and Mark Sweeney get ready for Padres Live, the post-game show. They'll run down everything that happened tonight. As you mentioned, the story really has been the Phillies ace. But they'll also take you around baseball, give you some context into what's going on around the league this evening. You'll hear from the manager, Buddy Black. We'll have all that for you. And more coming up after the final out. Brad Brock entering the game in relief of Nick Vincent.
Mike, we talk about holds, right? The reliever will come out there with the lead and hold the opposition. Well, you know what? I've always thought about holds going the other way as well. The chance for the Padres in their bottom half of the 9th and keep it at 3. So this is a big outing for Brad Brock. Recalled from AAA Tucson, the old Pueblo yesterday was Brad, along with Miles Michaelis.
And Ben Revere will slice that one to left for the first out of the inning. Maybe you could do a little explaining here. I know all the quirks for most bullpens, but the Star Wars theme that the Padres had?
Yeah, bullpen having a lot of fun, whether it's the backpack or some type of theme. And Yoda was a big part of that Padre bullpen back in the day. Boy, you see Edward Mujica there. Ryan Webb.
I think Mike Adams in there?
Mike Adams was in that picture as well, yes.
Now on the disabled list for the
Eric
Phillies.
Hamrin. What's that? That's one of the
Stormtroopers.
Thank you. Thank you, George Lucas.
You big on the Star Wars?
No.
Me either.
It was George Lucas, right?
Yeah. I say with virtually no confidence, but yeah, it was. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Was that other one CP3O?
I think they pronounced it C3PO.
Oh, whatever.
But I liked it. C3PO.
Chris Paul, Star Wars, Chinch Bugs, Manganese.
They have all of those answers and a whole lot more in your daily newspaper.
Well, closer Jonathan Papelbon heating up. The Phillies 3-run lead.
Cole Hamels, we'll see him in the third and final game of this series. San Diego native. Wondering this, as Trevor Hoffman was up here for a few innings, and obviously for him the important statistic is the save. You were talking about the hold, and when I'm looking at Brad Brock, last year he was so effective with limiting inherited runners scoring. Sharp single to center field for Mabry, his third hit of the night. He has scored twice, a double, a single, and now another single.
Elevated, and when you elevate one to John Mabry Jr., yeah, it's going to cause some problems. But he does such a nice job of getting his hands through and staying on top of that baseball. Line drive just out of the reach of Brad Brock, coming in hot. Spun him around like R2-D2. That's who that backpack was.
Carlos Ruiz, 3 for 3 tonight. As we mark the day that we lost Darryl Ackerfels with our tribute to the bullpen this evening, it's that inherited runner statistic that I really think for a lot of guys in the bullpen is really the only true measure of their success, and I think it's what they take so much pride in. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. You want to pick up the pitcher that was in before you and leave his runners out there. There's no worse feeling, and believe me, been there, done that, to where you go out there, there's a couple runners on, and you give up a base hit, and one of your teammates runs scores. There's no worse feeling than that.
Ruiz has been a very tough out tonight. Hasn't made one yet. He's got the RBI in addition to those 3 hits. Four weeks on the disabled list with that hamstring injury. Padres need to throw up a 0 here. They trail 3-0. Cliff Lee waiting on deck. Will likely answer the bell, it appears. I'm talking to Brad Brock before the game. He said he just went down to Tucson, just working on feeling comfortable, just finding a rhythm. Maybe coming out of the pressure cooker of the major leagues. Hopefully that has worked. Paint right there. See Ryan Howard there. Even with that bad left knee, Charlie Manuel.
One swing, right? Go up there and put one good swing on it.
Again, Brock goes over.
I saw Wally Joyner over there in that dugout as we looked over at Ryan Howard getting loose.
Assistant hitting coach.
Yep. There's Wally.
Well known, former Padre. Angel. Proprietor of Wally World.
Sorry, Park. Sorry, folks. Park's closed. Moose outside should have told you.
John Candy. Classic.
Need a ground ball right here. Sharp ground ball at somebody.
Mabry's going. And the strikeout, the throw down, not in time. Very close play, and for Grandal, the frustrations continue this season. He has not thrown out a base stealer yet.
Safe. Good call by second base umpire Jim Joyce. Hand is on the bag and the whiff on the tag. No contact.
Brad able to get the strikeout. Two outs. And a man on second for Cliff Lee. "109 pitches by Lee tonight. He struck out in each of his 3 at-bats so far this season. .233 is his average on the season, and he can swing it a bit.
Well, you mentioned it earlier, but you know, Charlie Manuel, he's got Jonathan Papelbon heating up. What an interesting nugget. Jonathan Papelbon suffered 3 blown saves over a 4-game stretch for the first time in his career.
Low degree of confidence does Manuel have. He says, you know, kind of what the Padres are dealing with right now with Houston Street. They're going to go through stretches, and we and fans alike, I think, focus on the here and now, and they'll look at their full body of work over the season. For Papelbon, this is his skid, and hopefully will continue if he sees action tonight. And Brock strikes out Cliff Lee to end the inning. The Padres, with their last turn at bat, trail by 3. Bottom of the 9th inning. Padres trail this one 3-0. Carlos Quentin, Chase Headley, Kyle Blank scheduled to hit against Cliff Lee. Answering the bell in the final frame. 27 complete games in his career, 12 shutouts. He's had 109 pitches thrown this evening. 122 is his high for the year. Next time we see him will be tomorrow, 6:30 in the evening. Kyle Kendrick against Jason Marquis. Game 2 of this 3-game set. As the Padres host the Phillies, they'll play them a handful of times in the year. Last year, 3-4 against them, 2-2 here at Petco. And Jason Marquis, one of the guys doing the job in the starting rotation for the Padres. And another nice start tonight. Eric Stoltz,
absolutely.
Great job.
Eric Stoltz did a fine job. No walks, 4 strikeouts in 7 innings, giving up 2 runs.
Carlos Quentin, first pitch he sees, wraps it into left field for a single, his second hit of the night.
Yeah, that's a good start. Early, hunting the fastball. down by the label, but he hits it well enough to poke it through that hole in between short and third. Making things interesting here.
Chase Headley singled his last time up in the 7th inning. Got to chip away, get into that bullpen. As I mentioned earlier, Phillies last in the National League in bullpen earned run average. 4.67. Nice rip by Chase Headley down the left field line. Quentin hustling around second. This ball rattles around the corner, and Quentin will hold at third. Chase Headley is at second base, and with nobody out, the Padres have a little something going.
All night long, Cliff Lee has been burying that slider, that cut fastball, whatever you want to call it, down and in, but this one just didn't get in enough. And these Padre hitters for Chase Headley, it's the 4th time around, so they're used to seeing that pitch. He gets a little early start on that swing of his, and the Padres have got something going here in the bottom of the 9th.
And doing the best they can hope for is to get Cliff Lee out of the ball game. Little rally in the bottom of the 9th. As they knock him out of the game in the bottom of the 9th. 2 men on to greet Jonathan Papelbon. You see Lee's night, 8 innings, no runs, a walk, 7 strikeouts, but he is responsible for Carlos Quentin and Chase Headley, who are aboard at 2nd and 3rd. And Jonathan Papelbon comes in trying to shut the door. The Padres hope to have it fly open.
Well, this is a good sign for the San Diego Padres, but good numbers from Jonathan Papelbon overall. The opponent's only hitting $192. But I mentioned it earlier, and it's worth mentioning again. Jonathan Papelbon suffered 3 blown saves over a 4-game stretch for the first time in his career. That was from June 17th to June 22nd. Jonathan Papelbon, a power pitcher. We look at the stuff from the right-hander. Fastball, slider, split. Mid-90s. Lately, though, about 91, 93 on the fastball.
Well, each of the last 6 Padres wins have come from a deficit, and come from behind wins. Let's see if they can put one together here. Blanks, first pitch from Papelbon, dumps it into center field, and that will plate 2. Quentin and Headley around the score. It's a 3-2 ball game.
it amazing how quickly things can change? Cliff Lee throwing a gem, throwing up zeros, but the Padres fighting back here in the 9th inning. Base runners, multiple base runners, swinging early in the count. Kyle Blanks fighting off. A two-seam fastball inside. Still nobody out.
Here's Jesus Guzman. Good rip. Well, the 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Padres this evening. Quentin Headley Blanks. 7 hits. And Blanks with the big blow. A 2 RBI single. Both of those runs charged to Cliff Lee. We've seen the big home run from Jesus Guzman before. Would this be the time?
We have. So you can close the book on Lee. Eight innings, 10 hits, a couple of runs, and Mike, you mentioned a little bit ago, highest bullpen ERA this year. The Phillies lead it with a 4.67 ERA.
And Papelbon, as you pointed out, clearly struggling as of late. 3 blown saves in a 4-game stretch. And that will nip Guzman. And the Padres have runners at first and second. And all Charlie Manuel can do is shake his head and wonder. Nobody down in the Padre half of the ninth. Jesus Guzman.
Important thing here, freeze on the line drive base runners. Also, be aware of a pickoff anywhere. First, second. At first base, Guzman's going to get help from Doc Roberts. You never know. Before he tries to put this one down, he might try to sneak in a pickoff somewhere. Just got to be aware of it.
Grandal has a double tonight in the 5th. He could be a difference maker right here.
I can't believe he called that a strike.
Way off the grid.
Wow.
So here's the 0-1. Bounce to Utley. To Rollins. To Young. A double play. Four to 6 to 3.
Looked like a changeup out of the hand of Jonathan Papelbon. See how that ball hits towards the end of the bat there on that changeup.
So Papelbon now dealing with a 2-out situation and a runner on third in the form of Kyle Blanks. He's going to face a pinch hitter, Mark Kotze. Veteran on veteran. It's the kind of matchup that we know Mark Sweeney appreciates. Buddy Black is thrilled to at least have a guy like Kotze on the bench. This is his line of work and his opportunity right here. Kotze, you see the numbers there in 47 games. It's 7 for 25 as a pinch hitter. He has a home run and 4 runs driven in. All the chips in the center of the table. Charlie Manuel pretty much out of options. The Padres need a big hit right here. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. 1-run game. This ball gets past the catcher. There's a play at the plate. Not in time, and Kyle Blanks will score. We are tied at 3.
There was a changeup out of the hand of Papelbon. Ruiz doesn't get in front of it. The ball maybe a little bit towards the other side of the plate. Blank slides in head first. As soon as he saw daylight, the race was on. And look at the big boy go. The train coming in and tying it up.
Great awareness, great read, Kyle Blanks. Fourth blown save in 5 tries for Papelbon. Kyle Blanks making it happen. Cliff Lee's night all but wasted. And Mark Kotze with a 3-1 count, 2 outs.
A good fastball count here.
He walked it.
This team can battle.
Kyle Blanks scores the tying run. And there's the pitch that Blanks scored on. You see Kotze's expression there when he swings through it. He's frustrated at the swing and miss, but how about that for relief when you see your teammate score?
Absolutely. And you know, Ruiz, he was set up on the outside corner, and that changeup leaked towards the heart of the plate, and Ruiz just couldn't glove it. A very catchable ball for the catcher.
Lexi Amarista to face Papelbon. First pitch swinging, lifts this one to center field. Ben Revere under it for the 3rd out. But we have bonus baseball thanks to some hustle and guile by the Padres. Kyle Blanks scoring on the pass ball. We're tied at 3.
Super talented, and our guys do a good job bringing in talented guys, but I think it's just the way everybody bonds down there. I mean, we all feel like, you know, like they all want to pick each other up. They don't want to let anybody down, you know, so I think they're doing it for each other instead of just for themselves, you know what I mean? So I think that helps a lot. They buy into that we're a unity, and they go out there and compete for each other.
And they have been for many years, as we tip our caps to the boys in the bullpen doing a lot of work this evening on in relief of Eric Stultz, who had thrown a whale of a ball game. Went 7 innings, did Eric. Gave up 2 runs, and the Phillies led this one 3-0 into the bottom of the 9th as Luke Gregerson comes on to fill his role. Alexi Amarista, the new Padres shortstop. But the Padres would score 3 in the bottom of the 9th inning in exciting fashion, and that's where we stand here in the top of the 10th. 3-3. Jonathan Papelbon, Charlie Manuel's only real answer in the bullpen, in his own words, has failed the Phillies and Cliff Lee.
And as I mentioned earlier, it's quick. It's so amazing how quickly this game of baseball can change with the matter of pitches. You know, Cliff Lee goes 8th solid. He gives up 10 hits, 2 runs, only walked 1. But this Padre team battled against Papelbon, blank swinging early in the count. How about Guzman taking on the hit by pitch? Grandal grounded into that double play. But Kotze walking there, and then when's the last time you've seen a pitch like that get by a catcher? A very catchable pitch.
Yeah, pass ball.
A pass ball by Carlos Ruiz, and we are tied.
Jimmy Rollins. Hitless tonight. One of the stars under scrutiny in Philadelphia. He's 34 years old. But with the team struggling, focus has really been on Rollins and Utley, Howard. Chase Utley with a home run in the 8th, waits on deck. Oh, Rollins MVP in 2007. 3-time All-Star. They have had so much trouble scoring runs. And Rollins will single to left field.
Luke Gregerson trying to go with the backdoor slider there. Just a little lob shot out to left field. Off the end of the bat. We talked about staying off the sweet spot. He does exactly that, but sometimes you don't have to hit it hard to hit safely.
Gregerson for Luke has had his own little soft spell here recently, but he is lights out.
And Cliff Lee can only sit and watch.
Send him home sad if we can. Little 2-ball here.
Absolutely. Working down in the zone.
That ball lifted to center field. Northfield deep. Track, hand out. And Rollins will tag. It gets away from DeNorfia. And Rollins, on that quirky play, will go to third as Amarista runs it in. Oh, what happened there?
Feeling for the wall. Is it on the transfer? On the transfer. In fact, on the throw, rather. Rollins goes back and tags. You see the umpire, Ed Hickok's getting a good angle, and Rollins is off and running. What a heads-up play by Rollins. Boy, just when you think you've seen it all, huh? Chase Utley saying, go, go, go.
At 34 years old, he could still flat run. So it gets more challenging here for Luke Gregerson and the Padres.
We talk about needing a punch out.
Well, at a night we pay tribute to the bullpen. Luke Gregerson has really got to earn it here. 3, 4, 5 hitters due up.
That's the old trapdoor slider from Luke Gregerson. Serious tilt on that one.
And the 0-2 gets it. Luke Gregerson delivering. Strikes out Michael Young. 2 down.
Uno, dos, adios. I don't think I've seen Michael Young take those types of hacks, but have you seen any sliders like that out of the hand of Luke Gregerson?
So it looks like Buddy is going to go with matchups. He'll make a change to the lefty. Back with more in a moment.
Has to be perfect a lot of times, and you know, if you don't execute, then you walk away with the one guy you face getting a big hit, and that's not a good feeling. But there's no greater feeling, maybe in sports, than having, you know, that one guy that you're brought in to face, just him one-on-one in a big situation, and you get the job done. It's a great feeling.
And that is the opportunity that Joe Thatcher faces right now. Brought in to face the left-hander, Dominic Brown, with a runner in the form of Jimmy Rollins at third base and 2 outs. Trying to help out his buddy Luke Gregerson.
Left-handed batters against Joe Thatcher hitting .239. Dominic Brown against left-handed pitchers, .313.
Well, Joe talked about the importance of that very first pitch. That one a ball to Brown, who has a single in 4 trips so far tonight. Ball lifted to center field. Denorfia in. And Joe Thatcher gets the job done. We head to the bottom of the 10th, tied at 3. missed the ninth, you missed the bunch. Padres down by 3, would start chipping away. Carlos Quentin, Chase Headley, Kyle Blanks. The 2-run single from Blanks would make it 3-2, and then with Mark Kotze up after Jesus Guzman would get hit. Kotze would swing through a pitch and get past Ruiz, the pass ball, and Kyle Blanks would slide in head first and tie this one at 3. Bottom of the 10th inning. Justin DeFreitas is the new Phillies pitcher.
And for the San Diego Padres, it's going to be the top of the order. You look at DeFreitas' numbers there, 196 opponents are hitting off him in 14 innings. Pretty much a strikeout pitcher. Time for the Padres to go to work. DeFreitas, a fastball, slider, and a change. 90 to 95 on that fastball. Here's a guy who could turn around a fastball.
Logan Forsythe. 0 for 4 so far tonight.
Hey, DeFreitas with a good slider right there. Good tilt on that pitch.
Now this is where the Phillies have gotten themselves into trouble by getting to the bullpen. You saw what happened to Jonathan Papelbon in the bottom of the ninth. And DeFreitas, one of those young arms that has given Charlie Manuel fits. Remember, each of the last 6 Padres wins and 7 of the last 8 have been come from behind types, and they came from behind against Cliff Lee to tie this thing at 3. Logan hitting right about 300 since coming off the disabled list. So he gets in there on him that time, and Rollins make the play for the first out.
Well, now it's time for AT&T Twitter poll results. Since we're focusing on the bullpen tonight, the question was posed, who had the most impressive season as a Padre reliever? And wouldn't you know, at 69%, choice C, hashtag 1998 Hoffman. You betcha, number 51. It was great having him on the air with us for a few innings. That was one heck of a season.
See Mark Davis's numbers there? He had 14%. See what a Cy Young will get you? But Davis was so good, too.
Yeah, he was.
And taking nothing away from Trevor. And Trevor's clearly the man, but 14%. DeFreitas, 25 years old, out of Oxnard, California. An 11th rounder in 2007. Comes into the year with 150 days of big league service time.
He's got a good arm. Tight slider, firm fastball.
Kristen Orpia grounded to second in the first inning and grounded out twice more, once in the 4th and once in the 6th, before striking out in the 8th. Opportunity to make good after a little defensive trouble in the last half inning. Fortunately, did not result in a run scored by the Phillies, but it got dicey. Got to the wall there and then saw Jimmy Rollins was tagging. It just slipped out of his hand. Rollins would get to third, but Joe Thatcher would come in, do a great job, and leave Rollins stranded. 3-3, bottom of the 10th. And Denorfia walks. So the Padres have a base runner. for Carlos Quentin, who has 2 hits and a run scored tonight.
A lot of sliders out of the hand of DeFreitas. Remember, it was a slider that Carlos Quentin hit for a home run. Remember that yesterday in the 7th inning?
Tied that Dodger game at 1.
Out of the hand of Peter Moylan.
Good rip. Some of those adjustments that you and Mark Sweeney have talked about that Carlos Quentin has made in his batting stance seem to be paying off. A little more upright.
Yeah. Not as wide. Toes kind of pigeon-toed a little bit, huh? I'm sorry, the other
Duck
way.
foot.
Duck foot. Is that what that is?
No offense to
Pigeon-toed
ducks.
is the other one? Yeah.
Oh, you're
no
right.
offense to our feathered friends, but just
Clearly.
Yeah.
I'm pro foul. Who isn't? No balls and a strike, 1 out. Chris DeNorfia on first. And Carlos Quentin does what Carlos Quentin does.
That one got him right on the elbow. You could hear that one off the field mics. First pitch slider. Turned on it. Wanted to make a difference. Second pitch, fastball in. And you can hear that one. Oh.
7th time this season that Carlos has been hit. Add that to his 17 times last season.
Hey, a walk and hit batsman. How about that?
Whatever it takes.
Yep.
Padres with an opportunity.
I think the script is written, isn't it? I mean, Headley's he's going to be coming through here. The way the team has battled back, Chase Headley 0 for 2, and then in the 7th inning single, 9th inning double, ended up scoring a run. I think it's only appropriate that Chase Headley ends it right here.
National League leader in RBIs a year ago. And he hammers this ball down the line and foul.
Nice grab by that gentleman right there. Going home with a big league baseball. Out front just a little bit too much. Down by the label. Nice catch, sir. I can understand where a hitter gets so froggy up there, gets anxious that you want to swing at a bad pitch. You want to drive that runner in from second base. So good patience. Nice take right there by Chase Headley, working the count in his favor, 2-1.
Good matchup for Chase. Facing a hard-throwing but young and relatively inexperienced right-hander in Justin DeFreitas.
Middle infielders playing off the bag at second base big time, so enabling Christian Orphy to get a little bit bigger lead out there.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and this ball is hit deep to right field and just foul. Thought, perhaps, maybe.
Once again, down by the label, but out in front just a little bit.
All the boys stand up, take a look.
That had Roy Hobbs written all over it, right out of the natural.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on. We're knotted at 3, bottom of the 10th.
Good hack.
Rally caps on.
Noah's got his rally cap on. He's got his glove in hand, bright-eyed, hoping that the Gold Glove third baseman comes through with a knock.
Get him going, Noah.
He's in the front row.
Chase Headley can work a count with anybody. And it's full with 1 out. And he walks it.
You talk about a great plate appearance, great patience, and as I mentioned earlier, there are times when the hitters will get froggy and swing at bad pitches. 2 times Chase Headley out in front a little bit of the off-speed stuff, but being patient enough, taking a good rip at a fastball right down the middle. There's a nice take. He's got such great command. He'll pass it along to Kyle Blanks. All the pressure on DeFreitas right here.
Blanks 3 for 4 with that 2-run single in the 9th to put the Padres within 1. And then he would go ahead and score to run to tie this thing at 3. And he's the right man in the right spot. He's a .373 hitter with runners in scoring position.
Charlie Manuel bringing his fills in on the infield. Outfield playing very, very shallow. First pitch slider. And he most definitely went on that first pitch slider.
No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases loaded. Tied at 3, bottom of the 10th. Ball game. Once again, he delivers.
First pitch, he went on the slider. Second pitch slider. Bad location in between the pillow and the third baseman, Galvis. A great at-bat for Kyle Blanks. A great night at the plate for Kyle Blanks. 4 hits, the game winner there. Pods are going home happy, knowing that's some kind of nice.
And a dog pile. We mentioned it before, and that number total just grew by 1. Now each of the last 7 Padres wins have been come from behind wins. Let's get you down to the field. Kelly Kroll with Chase Headley. Kelly.
Thanks a lot. Well, Chase, man, what a ball game. Once again, guys fighting back. Walk me through there in the 10th. You see Kristen Orpia draws the walk. Carlos gets hit by the pitch. You step up. What an at-bat. Take me through that.
Well, just looking for a pitch that I can handle. You know, one of those situations you just want to have a good at bat. You don't have to do too much, but fortunately I was able to fight and get on base, and Kyle came up with a big hit for us.
It wasn't the first big hit, though, for Kyle Blanks. Earlier in the ninth, he's the one that doubles there to bring both you and Carlos in. Just describe what you're seeing from him, the growth this season especially.
He's been incredible. To deal with the adversity that he's dealt with and to play the way that he has, it's just been tremendous. It's been a huge pickup for our team, and, we expect it from him. He's a great player, but, on the same token, we know it's not easy, so really happy for him.
Chase, right before we stepped up and started talking, you were just describing how fun this is. This is fun to be in these ball games late and to continue to pull them out.
Yeah, their guy threw a heck of a game, and we didn't give up. He kept us at bay the entire game, and we kept fighting, and kind of scored the tying run in a little bit different manner than we would have hoped for, but we take it. So it's a great win for us, and we'll enjoy it.
Kyle Blanks diving headfirst into home. That's not how you anticipated this one panning out, tying up?
Yeah, not usually.
Chase, thank you so much. Enjoy this one. Mike, back to you in the booth.
Kelly, much appreciated. Boy, the Padres do a heck of a job late. Laura McKeeman with what's coming up on the post-game show. Laura?
Well, thanks, Mike. And, of course, we have an exciting post-game show coming your way. The Padres came storming back to win this one. We'll hear from Bud Black on that, and we'll also have some highlights from around the National League West. Stay tuned.